Twitch does not make you choose a broadcast. All right. We should be live. Privacy public. There it goes. Excellent.
And we're live.
And now you can tweet.
Yeah. I'm working on it.
You must tweet.
In a world of tweeting, one man can
Oh, there's
save-
CPC leadership bingo somebody posted?
Yes.
Oh, we gotta get that up on the stream. I hope Jeb wins. Hi, Bumple Gumple. Yeah, we haven't even really started and there's already people here. That's cool. Welcome. I also hope Jeb wins. It's looking good for him. Look how happy he is.
Well, you know,
We were just talking about Jeb before we started.
there is a non-zero. Actually, I don't think writing exists here.
God King Jeb.
Honestly, like that would be the thing, right? If we could have write-in ballots for these races and Jeb won on the write-in.
The come from behind conservative victory of Jeb.
Doesn't it, I don't even think he could,
What even was he? Was he an independent?
he was a Republican on paper.
Wasn't his color like yellow or something? Isn't that what all the memes are?
Maybe.
Of like the whole US being yellow and him doing that? Mm-hmm. What's this? I'd like to see the video that this comes from.
It had to be a campaign event.
I love it so much. I absolutely just love Jeb. I don't know the first thing about him except for this meme, but that's all I really need.
There's a Canadian version of this one with Blanchett. Have you seen that one?
No.
Oh,
Send it to me.
Let's see.
I'll put it up on the stream.
I think I have it on my phone ages back. Let's see. Let's see if it recognizes. No.
We need to find you a Spotify account and get some background music going on these things.
Yeah, probably.
Probably. Jeb was so awkward it almost made him human.
Almost is the key word here.
It sounds like hate for Jeb. What's Jeb's problem? And why does your browser look like the homepage of MSN?
I don't know. That's just, I never changed it.
Oh, guys, Queen Elizabeth's dead. Are you guys sad? I'm kind of sad. I don't follow the royal family at all, but I'm still kind of sad about it. I just...
This is why you don't use Bing.
Why are you using Bing?
Because that's what the default was. We're not gonna
Why
use
do you still use DuckDuckGo?
Because I haven't bothered changing it. It's so much effort.
DuckDuckGo is garbage. Jeb isn't human. No human can be that perfect. See, that's what I'm talking about. What is that? Oh, send that to me. I'm putting that on the stream, too. What the fuck is that?
What is this?
Ah.
Chat, you're gonna see this in a moment. No, the page doesn't exist.
Just like screenshot it and send
Let's
it
see
to
if I
me.
can get it this way. Oh, no, I have to screenshot it. This, damn it. I'm failing horribly here. This is a picture and a half as we're waiting for the live stream for the conservative race to
This
go
is
live.
scuffed as fuck. You've even got like the Google image overlay. American watches a Canadian election again. I came here for Jeb. I mean, didn't we all come here for Jeb? Hang on, let's get this picture up.
This is like 8th level.
Oh, shush. Yes, I want to replace the document. Image. Okay. Browse. Come on. Here we go. Oh, yeah. That's what we want. This can be our other accompanying image tonight, just right in the corner here by the coverage. There we go. We have Blanchett here and Jeb over here. Wait, what's the regular picture of that? Because it's like him looking like that meme of Keanu Reeves.
I don't know, man. I really want to find...
Jeb co-host night went. He's always co-hosting. He's right there.
You know what? If Jeb Bush wants to join the podcast, I would allow it.
That's a damn sexy Blanchett.
Here we go. I found it. This is peak, okay? you're going to have to put this one on the screen, too. We'll just fill up the screen with random memes.
Disruptive says, let's go. Let's go, indeed. For the next 6.5 minutes.
Did you receive it, or is my phone being weird?
Oh, I should check. Oh, wow. That's a terrible screenshot. I'm putting this on the stream as you sent it to me. Guys, I'm not fixing this.
This is like the most scuffed picture ever.
He sends me so many screenshots that look exactly like this, and I don't understand.
This is fantastic.
And now you guys get to live my pain.
This is actually a fantastic
This is what he
image.
sent. With this forehead and chin.
This is a fantastic picture.
And you guys have to look at it this way, because that's how he sends shit to me. What the fucking D? Blanchett looks like every 40-year-old man.
Are you telling me, chat?
That's a damn sexy
You
Blanchett.
wouldn't. You don't want to see. You don't also want to see the timeline where the Bloc wins every riding.
Beautiful, right?
Like, picture what would happen, right? The Bloc wins every riding.
I'd vote for the Bloc.
They vote to leave the country, and then what happens? There's no more MPs.
Quebec just becomes Canada. Everyone moves there.
They renamed the country to Quebec.
You know how, like... Is it secession if you turn the country into Quebec? Jared Walsh says Jean is going to be 3rd or 2nd place. You were speculating that he might even be 4th place.
Yeah, so you may or may not know of the guy, Brian Bragunt? Well, I don't know how to pronounce his name.
Brigitte.
Brigitte? He runs Too Close to Call, and he was going through the July fundraising numbers, and it looks like, based on those, there's a non-zero chance, if they're predictive, which they tend to be, Charest could theoretically place up to 4th place. It really depends on how much the turnout in the rest of the country is for Baber, though.
Baber has more donors, though.
Outside of Quebec, yeah.
Let's see. BQ is going to work with PP when he's going... Can I just point out that I love that the acronym is PP? This is a big PP night, guys.
Some Chouanons on Twitter try to make it like an insult. They're like, yeah, PP's small, and it's like...
PP big. PP very big today. Quebec annexes Canada. If the Bloc ran in Ontario, they'd win in a landslide. Same. I'd vote for the Bloc. Mad Max is gonna rejoin the CPC when PP wins. Oh, do you think?
I don't
Mad
know.
Max, I like that.
He might. It depends on what Poilievre does as leader.
I'm glad that Poilievre didn't join
I
him.
think it's a possibility as long as Poilievre doesn't listen to the crazy, stupid people who are like, you need to pivot to the center. If he does that, no. But if he pivots to the center, I'm going to go on a limb and say the Conservative Party will cease to exist.
Can you send me that bingo card?
Oh, the Conservative bingo?
I think we should absolutely have that on the stream. Let's get rid of Blanchett for now, and we'll just keep second Blanchett in the corner there.
Scuffed Blanchett.
Yeah. It's got the fucking over. People are gonna watch this later. Oh my lord. So, okay, we're watching like the leadership announcement, which is like, is this gonna keep track of like the counting and stuff?
I don't know.
Should we find like a mainstream media source to also watch? Because that's the only way that this bingo card makes sense.
I will see online to see if any mainstream media is covering this.
Wouldn't most of them be covering this? Is this not big news?
Who knows?
Guys, we got a bingo card that we stole from Twitter. This is not our idea.
Look, I can already tell you that you can fill in the Andrew Coyne is worried card. That's just always true.
Andrew Coyne is worried. See, half of these I don't even get.
Andrew Coyne is a Globe and Mail, quote-unquote, conservative journalist.
What the fuck does Tasha's book mean?
Tasha Caridian? She wrote a book.
Oh, is that the...
That's Sheree's campaign manager.
Oh, the really salty one?
She's very salty.
I hope the PPC doesn't yank on PP too hard, or else the BQ might pull out before the climax of negotiations. 7 p.m. start. Drinking rules? Oh. Bingo card could be just drinking rules. We don't have anything to mark off the bingo stamps. I'm not drinking because I'm sick, and he's not drinking because he's driving, but you guys can drink. I invite you to do so.
You can drink in spirit.
But, like, I feel like if Trump comes up, but we need, like, mainstream media coverage for that, because the CPC is not gonna, well, we say that. I was gonna say the CPC wasn't gonna say dumb shit, but that's probably not true. Look at that nice picture of Pierre on the bingo card, and that just god-awful picture of Sheree. Although, to be fair, there's not really any good pictures of Sheree. CPC Global are going live. Rebel News and True North is live. I don't want to watch, like, a good coverage, though. I want to watch some shit like CBZ.
Rebel and True North is probably going to be perfectly adequate.
Yeah, I want to watch some dumb shit.
Let's
look,
see.
it's kind of starting. Whatever, we can keep the bingo card up for now. Nothing interesting's happening. Is the microphone picking that up?
This is very loud.
Send me the link to that and then just... Is that not in your ears? I can hear that. Oh, no, it is. I'm crazy. That's the problem.
I can't hear it now. Oh.
Thank you, Jared.
Okay.
Yes, we'll see if we can get that on as well. We can tab between them.
There we go. I send it to you. This is from the glorious... What does CT even stand for?
CTV.
Is it like cable television?
I thought it was Canada Television.
What a lame name.
Is this... Okay, I'm just gonna mute this tab for now so that it doesn't explode anybody's earballs. And I'm going to... Oh, it just shows... Okay, hang on. What are we doing? Okay. All right. Open this in a new window. There we go. We're working on it, guys. We'll get there.
So from Mad Beast Yeti, CBC keeps talking about how PP should do this, go to the center after the race, and all the cons have a panel like, but why though? You know what? You know exactly why they're doing that. So they, a lot of non-conservatives like saying that advice because they see it as if they end up losing the race, they get a conservative who's not going to do anything. And it probably will make the conservative lose the race. So it's like a double whammy. The fact that this advice has existed for so long, that political operatives for the longest time have been like, you got to pivot to the center. It's like, no. That's literally never been true. The only times when like a really generic candidate wins is when the other candidate is despised. Oh, am I loud? I think we
Oh, you're loud.
should adjust the mic.
Let's turn that down.
How's that now, boys?
Shouldn't...
Nope, still too loud? I'm a loud guy, I guess.
Yeah, you might just have to turn the stream down. I hope you don't mean... It shouldn't be playing the CBC coverage that I'm trying to adjust. What is going on? Ah! What did I do? Oh my goodness.
Okay, apparently we're good now.
You opened OBS like 3 times.
Don't worry about it, babe.
Oh my goodness.
I have some level of
Oh my
skills,
goodness.
and opening OBS is not one of them, I guess.
Alright. I'm not sure what's going on here, but I'm going to figure it out.
What just happened? You're in a preview mode.
I've done... What am I doing?
What has happened? We're just having some technical difficulties here.
Yeah, we're having some problems. What is going on? I don't know. Oh, that's
Okay.
why. I figured it out.
You figured it out?
Why do we have the bingo card twice?
Don't worry about it.
Oh, okay. There we go. We're fine. Oh, it's because the bingo card was in place of Blanchett.
Oh.
Guys, We're figuring it out.
We are absolute pros.
And I'm just trying to get this freaking CBC coverage up. I hear conservative coverage. Let's get rid of the bingo card for now.
Good evening. Could you please take your seats?
Please take your seats.
Yeah, it does amuse me a lot, like, that anyone ever gave credit to the idea that should shift center, especially following 2021. Like, if that's not a repudiation of that philosophy, like, I don't know what is. Like, what could Aaron O'Toole have moderated more on? Chad, if you have any idea, let me know. I don't think he could have been more moderate if he wanted to. Like, without just coming out and being like, we should teach, like, CRT in schools and we should trans every single person. Like, I don't think he could have been more left-wing.
Who's Sheree?
Oh, Toole in 2021.
Oh, Toole. Sorry, I'm totally not listening. Some heck of a co-host I am today.
Bumble Gumble said you could have
Moderate his weight.
To honor the memory of Her Majesty.
Bumble's on the, oh, they're honoring the memory of Her Majesty.
In a moment of silence.
We'll have the glorious
having a moment
weather
of silence.
forecast for whatever. Kelowna? What? I don't know how to pronounce that.
You know what? I'm cutting
Prince
off this
George now.
stupid Chiron on the bottom because nobody cares what they're saying.
It's also kind of annoying. I don't like chirons.
I'm gonna cut off the weather on the side too. Screw that.
But people need to know what weather it is in Whitehorse. Wow, it's actually kind of warm in Whitehorse. 15 degrees.
I mean, it's the end of the summer.
Okay, so in a minute, once we get the Windows seeded chat, because, you know, low budget.
I mean, mind you, the CBC coverage, it's looking at the same thing as the actual CPC coverage, but I assume that there's going to be dumb shit being said. Let's see if there is. Let's turn that way the hell down first, because apparently it's loud.
Let us know if the volume is too low, chat.
Oh, CBC's not actually saying anything. We'll come back to CBC if they're saying anything.
That's CTV, technically speaking.
CTV, is there a difference?
One
Ow.
is mostly privately funded, and the other's mostly state funded. But they're both state funded.
I protest the censorship of important Canadian weather heritage. They're going to sing God Save the King. Probably after the moment of silence. Oh, CTV is probably just doing the moment of silence, yeah. Minute of silence for the Queen. We're not participating in the moment of silence for the Queen. We've already fucked that up too much.
Yeah.
But we are actually both pretty sad about Queen Elizabeth dying.
Yeah, I'm
Rosemary Siemens and Eli
a bit
Bennett
concerned about Mr. Charles III.
Yeah?
do an instrumental
He has some
rendition
opinions that he
of
says
God
sometimes
Save
that are not
the King.
particularly great.
Like what?
Oh, you know, he's only went to the World Economic Forum a couple times before, and
Well, fortunately, he has no actual power, so.
yes,
He might be a shitty figurehead, but.
we'll see.
Okay.
My hope is that when he went in the past, that was before he realized what the thing was, because lots of people went to it before they realized how bad that forum was, the WEF was, but we'll see.
Oh yeah, they seem to be playing God Save the... It's God Save the King now. God, that's gonna be weird. I think you can get rid of those two.
Well, let me. Oh, I can just rewrite them. I'm just trying to set up a poll here.
Yeah.
Apparently, we only got
You
4
spelled
choices.
it wrong.
God damn it.
No,
What?
that's... Here. Pierre Pompey over here.
Would you rather be Pierre Pompey or Pierre Polyev?
What's wrong with Polyev? Just these two?
No, we have other candidates.
Well, add options then.
I was trying to. Well, we only got
Aitchison doesn't need to be on the list. It's okay.
4 options, so this way you get. If you prefer Agency, just say in chat, and we'll keep a running tally yourselves.
My cat's name is Charles. He's now the king of cats in the world. And I believe that poll will run for the duration of... like 100% Pierre. I think that poll should run for the duration of the stream. I don't think it has a time limit like Twitch does. What nice pictures of the Queen. I'm gonna miss her. She was cool. Let's turn that up a tad. Oh shit, they're doing like an encore. Look at this emotional saxophone playing. I would not combine a saxophone and a violin for a rendition of God Save the King.
It is a choice.
Oh yeah, sorry it was quiet. I could honestly a bit louder, although it's just weird emotional. I don't get this choice.
It's definitely better than sad trombone.
Look at all this like moving around. This is a little bit excessive. Why is your viola mic'd? It's like a jazzy cover. This is the most Canadian broadcast I can think of. They're playing the full song, not just the full verse, but they're playing it in like interpretive jazz. Listen to this sax solo. It's so fucking strange.
It is odd.
It's also just those two.
They're really giving 100% though, so you know, there's that at least.
No, Scott as an option. There were only 4 options.
YouTube literally would not let me have another option. So if you want to put Scott as your option, we'll tally it ourselves and then we'll give it out. We'll see how close this chat is to the Conservative Party as a whole.
You're good
What
at
a
stats.
royal
You can figure out what
send-off
the
to Her
percentages of
Majesty. That was
everything that will be.
fantastic. The Queen was
Yes.
named Queen on February 6,
Chef-free.
1952.
You wait for this one.
I was born July
What this
1st,
entire YouTube channel is.
1952. And so I've been thrilled that we've celebrated
You've been
all our
popping off
special
lately.
anniversaries
Yeah, I
together.
know.
Do we have any new
And I was
people
so
tonight
sad to hear the
that
news.
haven't been here
but
before?
what a
We should
wonderful,
probably introduce
wonderful
ourselves.
queen she has
We
been
kind of
to
forgot
us.
to do that.
Please
Yeah, we
remain
did forget to do
standing
There might be some
and
new
join
people.
our former member of Parliament
broadcast
and
is
the
louder than you.
CPC
Oh,
Leadership
sorry, I'll turn it down.
Election Organizing Committee
Actually,
that Valerie
I'm
and
gonna
I
turn it
both
down
sat
here.
on, a LEOC member, former MP.
There
we go. That should be better.
Just in case there's any people who are not familiar, so your 2 hosts tonight, you have myself, Chris, I mainly run the channel, and we have...
What do you mean you mainly run the channel? You 100% run the channel.
Yes, that is true. I run the channel and
I
do
don't
all
do
of the
shit.
work.
Well, actually, I make thumbnails sometimes.
Yes, sometimes she makes thumbnails.
I made the background for the stream, and I'm here today.
Yeah, she co-hosts the live streams.
My name is Lexie. I make the thumbnails. I co-host the live streams. I almost wasn't here tonight because I'm sick today.
She's a trooper. She's in it for you, boys.
Yeah, actually, we're gonna turn the broadcast mostly down. If you want to follow the broadcast and like hear what they're saying, you can probably follow it in like a different tab. This is
I
a
really
weirdly
hope they do-
emotional rendition of O Canada.
I really hope they do O Canada with the jazz.
Saxophone is such an odd choice. Yeah. Bring up your voice. No Pierre all the way. Should be freeform jazz. This is
The
a
chat
shitty
in the
rendition of
live
O Canada,
on
too.
like on the conservative live stream was it?
Wait, hang on. No, we're not passing over that. They sung the weird new woke lyrics of O Canada right there. Did you hear that?
No, I didn't hear
They
it.
said in all of us command instead of in all thy sons command. This is the fucking CPC election. What are you conserving?
We can't even conserve the lyrics.
Can't hear it? Don't worry. It's garbage. Oh, they're doing like the weird
Also,
French of this
I gotta say, singing the French and English verse at the same time, not a good choice.
I mean, that's like the way that you do it, I guess. But like, if you actually hear what the words mean, none of it makes any goddamn sense. Can't hear.
Look, this might be a controversial opinion, or it might not be, but I feel like we should give a different national anthem, like one that's more interesting or more patriotic.
I mean,
like,
you ever want to fall asleep? Listen to the Canadian national anthem.
Canada's like kind of, like, why can't, like, Star Spangled Banner? That's a great anthem. Le Marseillaise, Sayuse, that's a banger. Whatever you call the Russian one, that's great.
What is the Russian one called?
I don't know. But like ours is just like,
La Marseillaise, is that France?
yeah.
What does that sound like?
I could not tell you off the top of my head. It's they're like singing about like killing the Austrians, the French Revolution.
I only know the bilingual version of Canada. Honestly, same.
Honestly, even if we just adopted,
I don't know if I could sing the all English version like on command.
I'll be honest, even just adopting the French version entirely would be better than the
The
English
French version actually kind of means something. Like the lyrics are cool.
The funny thing is, the French version I believe came first, and then they took the tune and put the English lyrics on it.
Yeah, the English lyrics don't make a lot of sense, but I can't believe they sung the lame version.
Yeah. God, someone would have called them sexist if they said all thy sons command, even though it's literally referring to God.
Yeah, like, there's...
God forbid you use God's preferred pronouns.
Jesus wasn't a woman. Controversial.
He identified as he, him, or whatever the woke thing is. Like, why do they use those two?
Because sometimes they use two different ones. I saw a he, they lesbian on Twitter the other day.
That's
Explain to me how that works.
I'm so confused by all that. Doesn't make sense.
Oh, this is in Ottawa.
Ottawa.
Oh my God! Did you hear that?
No.
They're gathered here in Ottawa on the unceded Algonquin territory.
Ugh, that's so cringy.
What the fuck are you conserving?
Okay, I don't know if there's any natives in chat, but if there is there a single one of you who actually thinks that that is like meaningful or just empty? Because to me, it seems like it's just empty.
Yeah. If it's too quiet, like, we still want to be able to talk over it, so if you guys want to hear, like, in detail what the announcement is saying, you can... I would recommend having it in, like, a different tab or something.
I'm 10%. What do you mean by that?
If you think that's an important thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Streamer brain. I do that, too. You forget... You ask the audience a question, then you forget what you just asked. Oh, now they're doing it in French.
Okay, so now we have 78% of the audience is for Poilievre, 11 for Baber, and 11 for Lewis. And
oh my
zero
God,
for
they're still going on
Charest.
about the Algonquin.
So if we are correct that the audience is representative here, Charest is going to get no votes. How many votes did we actually get? Given the sample size of this poll, that is not accurate. We cannot draw conclusions based on this poll.
They've brought an Algonquin elder on the Aboriginal Board of Finance or something. Based. Oh my God!
Aboriginal people that are in attendance.
Lewis. Oh, you're a Lewis fan, Getty?
Good evening to everyone. Already being introduced
This guy,
because I'm a proud Canadian Aboriginal person.
very interesting.
It's an honor for me to be the first. Thank you. It's an honor for me to be the first
I've seen someone identify as a rat.
party, Conservative Party of Canada,
Rat and rat self.
the Aboriginal.
I was about to say something, Bumble. He says the guy on stage dresses like Steven Seagal in the 90s.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like,
He
the
strolled up
clothes he's wearing looks like if like a white person wore that, they'd be like eviscerated for being like racist.
But like okay,
a racist caricature of natives.
if you didn't have the context, this just looks like an old white dude in a Halloween costume.
It does.
This is so, like, it's probably offensive to say that to this dude, but like, I don't know, does that mean that the Halloween costumes are just really accurate?
Based Halloween costumes?
Yeah.
But you didn't even dress up as Halloween these days. Like, if you actually like followed like the full like woke leftist stuff.
Yeah, Jared, it's not a good look. I don't know what they're doing.
We dealt with a lot of people ask, well, what did your government
Yeah.
I mean, I think that they're trying to.
Even the chat on their own stream isn't very happy.
Oh yeah, what are they
A
saying?
lot of them are like, it's too quiet, the audio sucks. Our land, comrade.
Our trap lines
Enough pandering time to get to. Yeah, the chat's not very happy either. Would liberals accuse me of cultural appropriation if I wore one of those outfits?
I could talk on and on.
I thought he was just wearing a yellow button-up shirt until you point out what he's wearing. Oh yeah, it's like an elder on some board. I assume that they're just trying to smack Trudeau with like, hey dumbass, the Aboriginals don't like you. But I don't know.
Yeah, but there's better
It
ways
feels
to
like
do
pandering.
that. I just, the identitarian things is just so antithetical to like Western philosophy.
I'm sorry, someone in the conservative live chat just said hello to all the glowies in chat tonight.
Is it a glowing chat, you think?
I don't know. I don't know who the glowies would be.
The RCMP? It's too busy watching out the conservatives, seeing if they're racist, instead of, stopping the violent crime.
Is CTV saying anything? Or are they just rebroadcasting?
They're just rebroadcasting right now.
Wow. Fucking free use my ass.
Also asked the creator
Maybe a skeleton, but then they might try to call you fat phobic somehow. Oh, for like Halloween costumes.
leader in your own party.
Yeah, I could see.
I believe that
Oh, he's holding a pipe.
there is strength
They'd probably get mad at like a native for wearing traditional native dress.
party.
Wait, if white people can't wear native dress on Halloween, does that mean natives can't wear suits and ties on Halloween?
Or ever.
La population francophone.
Or ever?
Possibly.
J'aimerais,
Isn't that cultural appropriation? It's English culture there.
dire que
Oh, he's given that whole speech again in French.
Puis aussi qu'on est, on a une
This is my least favorite thing about bilingualism, is that every single speech has to be given twice at the same time.
Megwed,
There's no French people in this audience. They're all watching the bloc election.
You mean the Quebec election?
The Bloc Québécois is a federal party.
Yeah. They're not.
They could have an election if they wanted to.
Why would they? Blanchette is actually good at leading their party.
To say thank you.
It's only the conservatives who keep, actually, and the NDP who keep
Is
electing.
he holding?
Usually, but he was holding something.
He had a pipe, but I swear to God, it looked like he was holding a box of
Our
cigarettes.
next speaker is known to conservatives right across Canada. She's a former Minister of Health and the Environment.
Who's
member
this?
of Parliament for Nunavut. You know who that is.
This is some random, not randomly random, some old lady, and I think that's Leona Alislev, but I'm not 100% certain.
Can you hear them talking?
Please join me in welcoming
Yeah.
the Honorable Leona Aglukak, our friend and colleague.
Okay, Leona Aglukak. Do you know who that is?
Yeah, she was.
She was MP for Nunavut. That's all I know. And now she's speaking native. The last two block leadership races were won by default because only one person ran.
Queen Elizabeth II, Queen of Canada, has passed.
The opposite.
Oh wait, she might say something
Wish to
cringe.
pay homage to her
Oh no, she's
devoted
fine.
dedication and service
Oh, that's
throughout
cute.
her
Look at that
life.
picture of the queen with a little girl
Mine
guy.
is behind you.
The United Kingdom.
Actually, that girl's probably still a brownie because she's got the orange on. I did that when I was a kid. Did you do
Her
scouts or anything when you were a kid?
leaves behind an incredible legacy, which will
That's really
stand the
cute.
test of time, as well. Our late
This is so weird.
Majesty's
Yours is so much
comforting
ahead of
words
mine.
in difficult moments.
That's because you're watching the
throughout
CTV one.
history of
Oh.
her reign.
You're not watching the actual one.
The Queen's
Huh.
pure love and affection for the women and men of Canadian
Looking
armed
at Jeb is
forces
better than this.
was obvious during
I don't mind
her
talking about the
numerous
queen.
visits to Canada, including 4 times to the Canadian.
Man, she was a nice looking old lady.
Along with her patronage of
I like
so
that she
many
wore the same
military,
hat,
civic,
but it
and
just different
charitable
versions.
organizations
But always
across
the
our
same
great
hat.
country, which her late Majesty considered her second home.
Jeb Lives Matter.
Simply put, her late Majesty loved Canada, and Canadians
Imagine if
loved
every
her.
politician lived as long as the Queen did.
Although the Queen
Is she a
stood
politician?
above politics, Her
I
late
guess by
Majesty
default,
supported
technically.
the democratic process throughout.
Like, she's not
her life.
elected, but, like, she is
and her
intimately involved in
representatives
politics. Like, every prime minister
parliaments
talks to her
and provincial
once a week.
But I
so-
feel like to be a
Well, the British
politician,
politicians.
like to be a politician, quote unquote, I feel like the elected part is the part that matters.
Her advice and her
$150 for
wisdom
this.
was sought by many
$150.
prime ministers.
Are you paying $150 to watch this? It's free for us.
Steadfast support
Can't wait for
of
Henry Kissinger's dirt.
democracy everywhere. We are confident that in that spirit, we can proceed with our announcement.
Which one is that? I'm so unqualified to co-host this
I'm
podcast.
pretty sure Kissinger was one of the.
I recognize the name, but I don't know
He was
why.
one of the
To
U.S.
elect a new
Republican
leader
congressmen on
who
the
will
select committee,
become
wasn't he?
The leader of His Majesty, loyal opposition.
Or was he someone else?
In a week's time.
You can go to henrykissinger.com to find out more. $150 ticket for.
According to law.
Oh, it costs $100, $50 to go there. Yeah, I'd be salty too.
Oh, I was thinking of a different guy then.
And her family in this period of mourning.
Secretary of State to Nixon.
and offer our
Oh.
most sincere
It's Adam
condolences
Kinzinger, I think, is
to her
the.
family and loved
Yeah.
ones. May she rest in peace.
He was on the select committee for the quote unquote
Just
Jan
some
6
American.
insurrection.
Oh, he opened trade with China. Oh, hi, Zach.
Merci Léonard pour tes
Oof.
beaux mots.
He opened trade to China, that was a
Sa
mistake.
Majesté, la reine Élisabeth II nous a quittés. Nous souhaitons lui rendre hommage pour son dévouement et à son service remarquable tout au long de sa vie envers les peuples du Canada.
Oh, this is
So-
just the same speech twice.
It looks like we now have 83% on Poilievre, 8 on Lewis, and 8 on Baber, so it looks like so far Charest's getting skunked if this is the actual voting population of the Conservative Party.
I like that the chat's giving Lewis and Baber more of a chance than Charest.
I can't say I'm entirely surprised. I feel like if I had many, if any, people who liked Charest, they'd probably unsubscribed from me a while ago.
Do you just shit on him in your videos? I admit, I don't actually know.
I mean, chat, you can correct me if I'm wrong here, but I don't think I've ever taken a nice tone to Charest in any video on the leadership race.
I keep getting his emails.
Charles III.
And it's always bullshit about Pierre.
His campaign was literally Pierre bad, which is like, think about that for a second, right? Poilievre, one of the most liked Conservative Party members, one of the most well-known among the Conservative membership. You badmouth him, like, what? That'd be like running for Republican president in 2024 and your campaign is Trump is evil. It's like, you're not gonna win.
Yeah, the guy that energizes your base, fuck him.
Yeah, like, it's just dumb. Or like, another one, like, you run as Democrat leader and you just badmouth Obama, like, you're not gonna win. Or the Liberal Party, you run to be leader of the Liberal Party and you just say the Trudeaus are evil, you're not gonna win.
I mean, maybe someday.
I doubt it.
I don't know, how much do the Liberals actually like Trudeau right now?
Absolutely.
I respect Charest. Why? I will always fight that he is better than that worthless snake Patrick Brown.
Well, Patrick Brown is such a snake that apparently he was cheating.
Sean wins delete the party.
And a party that will keep its promises.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, better than Brown is not a very high bar, though. Wasn't Brown the one saying that COVID lockdowns were the way to go?
I don't know.
I got an email from him, too.
Not the one that belongs in the fiction
It looks like
section
Brown's
of
gonna
the
lose his
local
mayoral
library,
race in
like
Brampton
past
now.
Liberal red books? I have some
Sorry, they're
experience
making
with some
shitty
of those
jokes.
Liberal red books, if you could remember that far back. On this conservative team,
Liberal
folks,
red books.
it
I have
doesn't
no idea what
matter
that means.
What position you play, whether you play left wing, center ice, or right wing, we are all on the same team, and we
Are
have
you, though?
one opponent only.
Yeah.
Is that true, though?
What? Sorry, I got.
She's making some hockey analogy about, like, whether you're left wing, center ice, or right wing, we're all on the same team with one opposition or whatever. And it's like, I don't know.
You know what, Yeti, I do agree with you there. Charest is honest. He was open when he said all his positions. I completely disagree with him on almost every position, but
I think we
he
have one
at least set the
only
balls to say
opponent.
them.
That's
And
true.
you know who it is? It's the unholy alliance of Justin Trudeau and Jagmeet Singh.
That is an unholy alliance.
I'm
Though it's
telling
not
you.
much of an alliance.
I'm telling you, we're gonna find out in 40 years. Singh was a plant by the Liberal Party. He's such a bad leader for the NDP. I don't know why the NDP keeps him.
Apparently he was in Halifax the other day.
Never heard.
Yeah, because nobody gave a shit.
Like,
I saw it on like, Facebook or something.
don't like the NDP's policies, but Singh is so bad for them. Like, he's such a bad leader. Like, if they replaced him with like anyone else, they would probably get 3 or 4% more in elections.
Yeah, he's kind of garbage.
Like,
You are not surprised to know.
Do you remember back when he first became a thing? And we were like, man, he's such a good speaker. It's a shame that he's an idiot. He's not even a good speaker anymore.
No.
He's just a nutter. When will Canada to become... Wait, what? Canada to become a republic. How many times has Trudeau secretly stolen and worn Singh's clothes?
probably every time he comes back from banging his wife. Like,
and a big, huge deer just jumped out.
Trudeau totally cucks Singh.
I'm so glad he's okay.
I'm
but
betting
boy,
on
did
it.
I feel a long way away. I wanted to be there to hug him, and I
mean,
bet he wanted
Walsh,
me to be there to hug him back.
I don't think Canada becomes a republic anytime soon. I just don't think any of the parties want to even touch the Constitution, regardless of whether they actually want to change that or not. Because if you remove the monarch from Canada, you have to basically change our entire system of government. And I want to change our entire system of government, but good luck finding parties with the courage to even attempt that.
Here's the thing though, like, the monarchy is the least of our fucking problems when it comes to messing with our constitution. Like, if we're changing our constitution, the monarchy is a distant afterthought to all the other shit that we should change.
And yet, statistically speaking, we would need at least 21, ideally over like 100 votes in the poll for it to be representative, or at least statistically valid. It's not representative because this is not a representative sample size, but we have 15 votes now, so you know.
Apparently 7:30 p.m. is the first round, so that should be soon.
According to my clock. Wait,
7:30 p.m. whose time?
that's Eastern Ontario, so probably Eastern.
Oh, wow, because they're planning on ending their stream at 8 o'clock their time, aren't they?
Yeah, I was. There
Why are they-
was
why
said
don't they do
6 to 8 Eastern, or no, it just says 6 now. Maybe they changed that. They
Yeah,
had to,
it's 7:30 p.m. here.
they
but
had to
we're
put
in
an
Atlanta time.
hour of nonsense in front of it, I guess.
Yeah, she's telling a story about hitting a deer in her car for some reason. The correct time? Fuck you, bitch.
Atlantic time is the one true time zone. You know how I know this is the one true time zone? Because you have Atlantic Canada, and Atlantic Canada is awesome. And we have Brazil, and Brazil exists.
We're also exactly the same time between the UK and British Columbia.
And you know what? Brazil actually has a good leader right now. So, you know, there's that.
Who's that?
Bolsonaro.
Oh, right. That guy's pretty...
I think he's going to win re-election, by the way, but I'm not probably going to cover that too much detail because I just don't have the time to brush up on Brazilian politics enough.
When we'll see an election after PP wins. Oh yeah, Wendy, you were saying that you don't think the election will be called as soon as you thought.
Okay, so I think prior to Thursday, I think the election was probably going to be called next week on the 17th, but since the death of the Queen, I'm not so certain.
This person... One of these is South Shore St. Margaret's.
It's the guy.
Oh, that guy. Okay, cool. Ontario's the center of the universe. No. Simply not true. Atlantic Canada doesn't exist. According to the federal elections, not really. Actually, it's funny. I got called by an Ecos poll. Guys, his channel's not legit anymore. I was in one of his polls. But
I'm also polled all the time.
they called me like 16 times, I swear. I kept hanging up on them, and then eventually they caught me when I was free, and it was like, okay, fine.
They really wanted to poll you.
But they were like, what part of Canada are you from? And it was listing off all these provinces. It's like, Atlantic Canada or the territories. It's like, okay.
Well, you gotta group Atlantic Canada together, right?
To be fair, they did later ask me which province I was from.
Did you say the best one?
Nova Scotia was like the second option, and I don't know why it wasn't the first option.
Probably went west to east.
Probably. I think they started with New Brunswick.
Though then again, wouldn't Quebec? Wouldn't PEI be before Nova Scotia?
Not before New Brunswick.
Well, but New Brunswick, PEI, Nova Scotia?
I don't remember. I feel like they lump all the ends together.
They do. Man, the poll's slowly ticking up. We have more Poilievre votes now, 88%.
Hang on, this French accent's garbage.
Did anyone catch who the lady is?
I'm sorry?
Who the lady is?
I missed who she was.
The guy is Rick Perkins.
Can't be that important. I kind of respect that shitty French accent though, because like sometimes when I'm dealing with Quebecers, I feel like I don't feel the need to try.
Perkins has like the most wild-eyed death stare.
I know, he looks like he's being chased.
He looks terrified.
Maybe he is terrified. How long will the NDP Liberal coalition last after PP wins?
Aaron was able to continue helping veterans when Prime
I think.
Hang on, he's praising O'Toole.
Yes, apparently he is.
Y'all, this is not a good look.
I don't want to be too mean to the outgoing leader. I don't know. I think the what's the word for it? I would say that the NDP Liberal coalition exists, at least subdued, probably for until Sigint loses leadership, but it might officially end, but in practice will still be in effect to call a snap election as like a pretext for it. It's just a question of when does Trudeau want to call the snap election, because I'm at this point pretty convinced Singh is actually just working with Trudeau.
I mean, he's literally working with Trudeau. With
Yeah, no, but like, he's not trying to make the NDP succeed. He's trying to stop the Conservatives.
I mean, killing the NDP I can get behind, but, you know, not with this result.
Ironically, I don't think Singh could kill the NDP, because I think the Liberals are toast once Trudeau resigns or dies or fucks off on the sunset. I don't know.
I don't know. Do you think that he voluntarily leaves, or do you think that he just has to lose an election before he will stop being...
Oh, at some point Trudeau leaves, right?
Yeah, but how?
I don't know. Probably because he loses an election, honestly.
Okay, God bless you, Rick Perkins. Like, you're having a hard time, dude. He sounds like a high schooler having to give a French presentation. And, like, that hits different because I know exactly how that feels.
Please turn your attention to our screens for a word.
Zach, I don't think the PPC will hold on to the ground they made if Poilievre's the leader. If they elected Charest, they probably would have jumped into the the stratosphere, the People's Party. But with Poilievre, I think it's going to be really hard for the People's Party to keep voters.
But a Poilievre Conservative Party might be freedom-oriented enough that PPC members will want to come back.
Yeah.
Which is ideal, I think. If Singh is just trying to run the clock out so he can claim an MP's pension, that's literally your theory, isn't it? Isn't it?
Partially, yeah.
I want to begin by
Get off my screen, Aaron.
What I said in my final speech as leader. Being elected to represent my community in Parliament and becoming
He's acting like he wasn't like absolutely run out of town for this election to even happen.
Value service, to get the chance to serve his country during a challenging time has been a true blessing.
The sad thing is, I'll say this again, and I'll always say it about O'Toole. He lost 2021.
Yeah.
Trudeau didn't win it. O'Toole lost.
Yeah, it was his election to lose. It would have been like in 2021 against Trudeau. That would have been so easy.
Going out of the debates, he was winning the election. Then, because the media was like, but my guns, and O'Toole was like, I'll just betray my entire base. And then guess what? The People's Party exploded, and a lot of his voters didn't vote. It's almost like demoralizing, betraying your base hurts you.
Sounds like an NDP hold.
Interesting. I did not know there was a by-election going on. I probably should have been. I've been just so busy with the U.S. stuff.
Quick, on the fly polling.
I'm working on it. Let's see if there's any polls on it.
O'Toole needs to shut the fuck up if he stops saying the green stuff. Oh.
C'était pour moi un honneur de diriger le Parti conservateur du Canada et de rencontrer des Canadiens et Canadiennes de partout au pays, de l'Est à l'Ouest, de la pêche sur le fjord de Saguenay et au dire de Infoman que j'avais le meilleur plan.
You didn't have the best plan, though.
de Québécois et des Canadiens francophones qui me parlaient de leurs inquiétudes. Je tiens à remercier les millions de Canadiens qui ont démontré leur confiance en moi et en notre plan.
Nobody
politique.
showed their confidence in you. That's
My
why you
friends, the
fucking
Conservative
lost.
Party needs to be united behind our
I'm
next
glad
What's so
someone on
cringe
this
for
stream
real?
can read.
needs unity more than
What, can
ever
understand
before.
his French bullshit?
The Conservative
Yeah.
Party
Bits and
needs to be
pieces, but enough to know that it's
because
all
Canadians
garbage.
need to be heard and need to be understood more than ever before. And the Conservative Party needs to be strong, not with the strength to overpower
The Conservative
our
Party
rivals,
needs to be
but
strong,
with
does
the
it,
strength of
O'Toole?
character needed
Well, who could have
to
done that
carry
in
those
2021 and decided not
those
to?
who are losing faith in our country.
Let's see.
Conservatives must put the unity of our country first.
The unity of
because
our
the
country
fabric of our
first. No,
federation
that's
has been
not what we need to
stretched
put
thin
first.
over
Oh
the
my
last
God.
few years.
It hurts me, Chris.
You know what hurts the unity
Let's
of
see,
the
do we have
country?
anything about O'Toole on the bingo card?
The pandemic came to our shores 3 years ago as a health crisis.
O'Toole
but
video
has
filmed.
transformed into a
Oh my
political
goodness.
crisis.
O'Toole
Dislocation and
video
frustrations
filmed
are
on
eroding
Weston
trust,
Studio set now in his
weakening our
basement.
institutions,
That might be it.
and harming
That's
our
I
great.
think that's it. Yeah.
Guys, check off your
Social
bingo
media
cards.
makes it easier than ever before for millions
Yeah, let's
of
put
people
this
to hear
over
you
here.
speak, but harder than ever.
He can just
convince
peek around the
others to
corner.
listen.
Christy
A
Clark is
strong,
politically
compassionate,
homeless.
and united
Lamau.
Conservative Party can ensure
Pivot.
that all voices are heard and begin the process of stitching the
Dangerous
If we
podcast.
had the resources, we would definitely need the what's the word for it? The like a soundboard with like the Friends pivot thing from that one episode.
We need a soundboard with the dumbass trombone sound from that one debate.
I still don't understand why they decided to do that.
What do you think PB's leadership team looks like? Deputy PM, House Leader, Whip?
So it is up to our party to always
That's
put the
kind of hard to
country
say
first.
right now in my mind.
Every grassroots
I was
member of our
originally going to
party,
say the deputy PM was going to be
every
Candice
elected
Bergen,
member
but
of
since
Parliament
said she's not going to
must
run for
be
re-election, I don't think she'll be the deputy PM.
because then
But I'm not
we
sure,
can show Canadians that with unity there is
who,
prosperity.
like,
For the small business
Melissa
owner in Nova
Lansman's a
Scotia
potential, but she
to
might
the
be too
oil patch
rookie
worker in Alberta.
for it.
With unity, there is dignity.
Well, how long is
for the
Candice
family who
Bergen
just
left?
arrived on our shores,
Because, like, she
or an
announced that
Indigenous
she wouldn't be
family on the
rerunning,
path
but
to
she's still in for a while.
Up until the next
unity,
election.
There is also hope.
Whenever
Oh,
that is.
so that could
For the
be
nurse
next week.
returning to the
Yeah.
hospital front lines,
I don't think
for the
Scheer would be the
recent
deputy
graduate
PM.
coming out
He's
into the
probably going to be on the
we
front
can
bench,
show
or
Canadians
he's certainly going to be on the
that
front
with
bench,
unity,
but I don't know
there is
if he'll be on the leadership
greatness.
team.
From the brave
As
exploits
much
of
as I hate to
those
say
in
it, I
uniform
suspect the
to the
deputy PM will be a
unsung
woman,
heroism
regardless of
the local
anything
food
else.
bank volunteer.
But why?
We are a great country, and we should
Maybe
never be
Pierre
scared
has-
You
to
don't think
shout
he's gonna
that
pull
from
some
the
bullshit,
rooftop.
do you?
And to my
I
conservative
don't think he'll
friends, remember,
just frame
where
it
there is
that way,
unity,
but he
there
might
is
not be able
always
to. He might be pressured
So
into
let's
it by the
show
rest of the caucus. I don't
Canadians
know.
a united,
We'll see.
That wouldn't
strong,
surprise me,
and
but
compassionate conservative
do we have
party.
some decent female?
There's
I
some
wish the
decent
next
females.
leader fair winds
Make it
and
Lewis.
following
Just
seas.
go for it.
Lewis would be.
Make it Lewis and
Merci
and Baber.
That would be
are
a
in
strong
his-
choice.
Oh, okay. As well.
Oh, Quebec lieutenant's gonna be easy. It's gonna be Pierre Paul Huss. He's the only Quebec MP supporting Poilievre, so he's basically won that position by default.
We did not need a carbon tax from O'Toole. He blew it. Yeah.
No, he didn't. And you know what? People keep saying this. You can't tax yourself out of a climate crisis.
Thank you.
Taxes don't fix the environment
Please welcome
because
another
guess what people use energy
member
for?
and
Are you ready for
candidate
this?
our party in
Surviving?
Manitoba
Heating their
during the
house
last
and
election.
driving to work
And the
primarily.
following
Actually, that was one of the
president
questions that the
Manitoba
Egos poll
chapter
asked me. They
of
asked
the
if the price of
Association
gas
of
was
Black
impacting my
Conservatives.
driving habits, and I said no, because the only time I ever drive is to go to work / school, and I can't just stop doing that. Gas went down again.
Yeah, it's like $1.49
It's like
now.
$1.49 now. And I
It's
refuse to
still-
be happy about that.
It's still like 30 or 40 cents higher than before.
Because people
The
will be like,
opening
oh,
shots of I don't know what to call it. The prelude to World War III.
people keep trying to convince me to be happy that gas goes down. It's like you can't make me happy about
You know what makes me
$1.49
happy?
gas. What?
Watching all the Europeans being like, "Oh no, we have no electricity. Whatever are we gonna do?
It's like that, like California, like that picture.
We only stopped building every kind of power except solar, and then once the sun turns off, we have no electricity.
I'm in
What are
Northern
we
Europe and all I
gonna
have is
do?
solar panels.
Oh no, at 4 o'clock we ran out of power. Yeah, it's dumb. Dumb people. This, of course, that was gonna happen.
Chris has been having a lot of schadenfreude
Oh,
about that.
jeez. Owen, are you from, like, BC? You're like 190 is ridiculous.
Oh no, we had 190 for a while. 144, not bad. Peter McKay's next. Oh, cool.
Canadians are looking
Lewis,
for
base
us
deputy PM.
to
Who the hell is
present
this?
This is a guy.
A credible,
I don't know who he is.
progressive, and good plan for Canada to reach
I
our
completely
full
missed who
potential.
this is, but I don't particularly care.
He's a guy.
He is indeed a guy.
They know
Oh, Owen's in Vancouver. Yeah, Vancouver Island.
that Canada can be.
Oh, God bless you. I don't know why you're staying there, but all power to you.
Oh, so this is like
As united
afternoon for you.
conservatives, we are
Oh, yeah, it's not even
the
late.
alternative
$200 to fill up your tank. I drive a freaking Elantra, and it costs me about $100 to fill up my car. It hurts.
Let's do the math right now.
Granted, I haven't gotten gas in a while because my car's been dead.
That's not right.
serve the party diligently.
I'm here because I'm 18.
Fortunately,
Fair enough.
it is.
I don't want to be here.
Our party,
It only costs me $76 to fill up my tank right now,
like
from
myself,
zero.
to get involved
So, you know, there's that.
You have to buy the
have to get
the
premium
fancy gas,
gas.
too.
Yeah.
greater for all.
That's what happens when you drive a car with a turbocharger.
Same, not 18 though. I just disabled the live chat on the CPC feed. So much virtue signaling garbage. Oh really? Oh, let's see. Actually, we can scroll down and look.
Was dedicated
It's in subscribers only mode. Let's subscribe and see if it lets us.
to honor a commitment to
Yeah, no, it's not moving anymore. It was moving like crazy before.
Otu and his family
Oh,
Your
jeez.
Dodge van is 100. Oh.
That's disgusting.
Both
Hey, Brandon's here.
during and after
Are you
Erin's
Dark
time
Brandon?
as a leader. It is my honor to announce tonight
I'm so sorry that name is now a meme, but I love it anyway.
we'll be
Called him
making
out. Thank you, Brandon. Oh, maybe
in the
Brandon's
name
down
of
here.
Erin, Rebecca, Molly,
Nope, I don't
and
see
Jack
Brandon.
Otu,
I wonder,
two
do you know how big your
patriot
gas tank on your dad's truck is?
Thank
Probably
you very
quite, but
much.
he also gets diesel, which extra sucks.
I know, it's diesel's still 190 here.
Oh no, that's why they don't drive the truck anywhere, which is a giant shame because they literally bought it like probably 5 minutes before gas went crazy.
Speaker's had a lot of work in his 2+ years as president. Rob Batherson,
Okay,
you have a very
the poll is continuing to tick up for Paulie. I know we have 19 voters and 89%.
Does that mean that it's literally one vote each for Lewis and Baber?
Yeah, just about.
Go get your meds and get on a ship. There's loads of fishing boats and the country's biggest ferry industry in BC. Where are they ferrying to?
Vancouver.
I assume meds is like a certification. I want to force us to get an EV, but hey, you like to talk about EVs.
Okay.
We had a great conversation about this yesterday.
Valerie, thank you, Deb.
EVs.
Folks,
I'm gonna turn down this. Wait, who is that? Do you know?
Another guy.
All right, I'm gonna turn him down a little bit so we can talk about EVs.
as we gather as
EVs
conservatives tonight,
are
Canadians from coast to coast to coast,
literally
friends in the United
the
Kingdom,
dumbest thing in the world. They are the worst technology
loss of Her Majesty's
probably ever invented. Like, people think, like, you know what, atom bombs probably not the best idea. No, atom bombs are better for humanity
At
than
least
electric
atom
vehicles.
bombs function as intended.
Atom bombs at least prevent war. Electric vehicles just make people poor.
But they work as intended.
Yeah, they do exactly.
EVs don't do that.
EVs are terrible.
Atom
So-
bombs do exactly what they say they do.
Yeah. So you might be like, why are EVs so bad? Well, first, EVs objectively cost more than a regular car. Typically 10 to 20,000 over the comparable car quality, so like basic
But Chris,
or
you'll save so
luxury.
much on gas.
At the current electricity prices in Nova Scotia, 15 cents per kilowatt hour, you need to drive like 1,000,000 kilometers in your EV to break even compared to the price of gas before the Ukraine war.
And how long does that battery last?
Your battery only lasts on average 300,000 kilometers, or 3 to 4 years, depending on which. And every single time, your battery loses capacity as you charge it. So the more you use your car, the less range you have. And to replace your battery after you drive about 300,000 kilometers or go 3 to 4 years, it costs $10,000 to $20,000 to replace it. So that's just stupid.
Don't those batteries also have a bad habit of exploding in collisions?
Yes, they're objectively less safe in collisions because they're heavier, and if the battery's punctured or perforated at all, it lights on fire. Gas cars rarely light on fire on a collision. You can just look at how many people get in big car accidents and don't die in a fireball.
Yeah. You usually, if a car catches on fire and explodes, you usually hear about it.
Yeah, that's normally remarkable, and there's tens of thousands of car accidents every year.
Oh, yeah.
So this is all great, but you may be like, oh, but it's still better for the environment. No, because it takes more carbon emissions to build an electric car. It takes more carbon emissions to recycle an electric car because the battery's so hard to recycle. And it takes more carbon emissions than you benefit in gas with our current electrical grid when you replace the battery every 3 to 4 years.
Also, doesn't that not even consider where your electricity comes from?
Yes. And most of Canada isn't a clean electrical grid. Quebec is somewhat better, but most of Canada uses 30 to 40% fossil fuel power minimum. Places like Alberta and Atlantic Canada can be as high as 60, 70.
There we go. Now we have the bingo card and the full screen coverage.
Perfection. And they're really dumb technology. And there's been a lot of studies on this too. Electric vehicles are, even ignoring the cost of recycling, they are the least efficient way to reduce emissions. Anything else will reduce carbon emissions faster than electric vehicles. They're dumb. They are rich person virtue signaling designed to make you, the not rich person, poor.
You know how in Dune, the palace that they live in on Arrakis, like all the buildings on Arrakis are built to keep moisture in.
Yeah.
But the palace that they live in is purposely not built to keep moisture in as like a flex.
Yeah.
That's what an EV is.
Basically. EVs are terrible. They're one of the worst technologies man has ever invented. They're dumb. And they're really, really hard on the electrical grid because you need to have so much on-demand power because you don't know when the cars are going to charge.
Not to mention, like, space for people to charge them. Like, didn't they say how many more gas stations they would have to build?
A lot.
Also, I just hate them from a practical perspective. I'm not going to sit there for 30 minutes and wait for my car to charge.
And it's even worse in Canada too, especially if you're out west where it gets colder in the winter than over here in Atlantic Canada. If it's minus 20 and you're not plugged your electric vehicle in, it will run out of battery.
Now you may say, wait, I live in Alberta. I have to plug my car in anyway so that I can start it in the morning. But it's not the same thing, is it?
No, that's plugging your car in to like a space heater, keep it from being frozen. You still have to do that with your EV. But then if it's not also plugged into the electrical grid, it'll just have no battery.
Yeah, so you can't start it anyway.
Yeah, or like you stop at like a mall for an hour. Oh, your car died.
Oh no, you parked on the street and it was windy.
If you decide, oh well, in minus 40 you have to leave your car running while you go into the store. You leave your electric vehicle running with the heat on, oh, your car also died.
Yeah, because it doesn't generate its own heat.
No, it doesn't generate its own heat, and the battery still loses power in the cold.
Yeah, because like in a regular gas car, your heat is just the residual heat from the engine being blown into the cabin.
It is, yeah.
Your battery will have to work harder in an EV to generate heat.
Yeah.
Because heat is literally just the inefficient use of energy.
Any political party in Canadian history.
I would actually
man, look at
contest
this
this.
lively
I don't
conservative
actually think
crowd.
this is a very democratic vote because we're using ranked choice voting or single transferable vote, and I think that's barely considered. You can barely consider it democracy.
Where could people go to find out more about these voting systems, Chris?
You know what? It'd be nice if someone had a playlist, a whole series about these. But
He's got a whole series about these.
facetious aside, like ranked single transferable vote or any form of ranked choice voting almost always elects the exact same type of person every single time, unless someone is wildly popular. Otherwise, they'll elect the same person. So you can I would barely call it a democracy because if your voting system always returns the same result, is it a democracy? Do you actually have a real choice?
Now, will Pierre be the exception to that rule today?
No, actually, I think Poilievre is just the further reinforcing that rule. Because the ranked choice voting elects the person who is the center of the electorate. The center of the Conservative Party, I think, is Poilievre.
What, because most of us are much farther right than they think we are?
Yeah. So, like, Poilievre is pretty much the mainstream conservative in Canada. Like,
yeah, but like the kind that they would rather that you think does not exist.
Oh yeah, no, he's the kind of you'd hate.
He's like the mainstream conservative individual, not like the mainstream conservative politician.
Oh yeah, Poilievre is so radical. He's going to give you more freedom. Oh, that's radical. He's gonna reduce taxes.
Gonna get rid of masking.
Oh, he's gonna ban the requirement to use ban vaccine mandates for COVID specifically.
He's gonna support protests in Ottawa.
He's gonna support peaceful protests. Wild. Can you imagine a politician supporting a peaceful protest? Like, how outrageous.
My politicians
We
only
should
support
disqualify him. Yes. Violent protests only. If there's not a riot at your protest, is it really a protest?
Who's this?
It's also a guy.
Bonsoir, cher ami. Comment ça va? What a great
Oh, that was so cute. He sounded like someone who just learned French.
He might have.
He was sounded so proud of himself when he said, "Comment ça va?" He's talking about the Queen again.
I enjoy how we have like dozens and dozens of random people speaking.
They had to fill up this hour and a half before the votes actually start getting counted.
Like, some people are members of the party. Some people are just some random Aboriginal elder.
Our MP was there. That was kind of cool.
That was your MP.
Excuse me, my MP was there.
I live
You live in
20
liberal
minutes
territory.
north of you. I have a strong liberal candidate.
You live slightly more urban than I do, and therefore you have a
Everyone
liberal.
in my riding is upset about housing prices, so they elected a slumlord.
What was her name?
I don't even know.
It was like something very odd sounding, wasn't it?
Well,
she owns like a ton of cheap real estate.
a bunch of really slummy apartments. Lena Diab? Is that the provincial?
It has been a true pleasure.
I can't remember. They all blend together for me.
With Candace.
Yes.
With Candace.
Lena Diab. Her
Chris
family
is a proud liberal voter, confirmed.
Oh, jeez.
Are we gonna wait until 1 a.m. again? I hope not. I'm not staying till 1 a.m.
The signs for the People's Party candidate in my riding in 2021. She was a nice enough looking lady, but it had her face really blown up, so all you could see her is like her bright, deep red lipstick. So just like
it was kind of scary.
It was kind of scary. Like, it's like, honey, like you made your face too big on the poster.
Honey, back up a little.
Your face is too big.
It's like an old person's Facebook profile picture where it's like just zoomed right in up their nose.
And then under the leadership of the Honorable Andrew Scheer.
Oh, the Honorable Andrew Scheer, who lost his election by being a wet napkin.
To be fair to Scheer, I don't actually dislike Scheer. He just didn't know how to respond. He didn't fold like a
What,
paper.
to that dumbass abortion thing, or?
Yeah.
Was it abortion, or what was it?
It was abortion.
But they also asked him about, like...
It was also gay marriage.
Yeah.
It's like, is gay marriage a sin? It's like...
And he had a terrible response.
Yeah. His problem wasn't that he was a wet paper towel. It's just, for some reason, no one thought to prepare him for this.
Jared says, I live in Perth, Wellington, safe blue area, but my MP has endorsed Charest. Oof.
You know that feeling.
That's a big goof. Oh.
Actually, I wouldn't call South Shore St. Margaret's safe. Safe blue. I would say it's probably a lean blue riding, but I wouldn't say it's safe.
Our area is weird because it's federally blue, but provincially quite red.
No, it probably is super blue provincially.
No.
Oh, unless you mean your specific... Yes, okay.
Yeah,
The
my
entire South Shore is blue as fuck.
Yeah, but not my riding. My riding was the one that elected... what's his fuck?
Ian Rankin?
Yeah. Mine was Ian Rankin's... That's why I'm kind of glad that, like... I know that I voted for Tim Houston, and I'm sad about that, but my vote went right in the garbage, so it didn't really do anything.
Someone that has listened to your concerns
Yeah.
as well as mine.
I vote PP, same.
Someone who has listened
Big PP energy.
to the members
Did you actually return your ballot?
Yes, I returned my
Oh,
ballot.
it was Alex I was worried about. I don't.
Yeah, I returned my ballot weeks and weeks ago.
Yeah.
This is a peacemaker.
I made a mistake in my ballot. I actually filled in Brown's name by accident there.
Oh,
He
instead
wasn't
of-
I didn't write him put him first, but I still filled his bubble by
Yeah, you still
accident.
have Pierre first. and-
Yeah.
Yeah, you texted me about that, and you were like, "Shit, if I change it, I might spoil my ballot." And I was like, "Don't worry, Brown's not gonna win."
Family has benefited greatly
Oh.
from her peacemaking abilities.
I wonder how many votes Brown's gonna get by people actually filling in his bubble.
I didn't actually do any second choices. I just put Pierre.
Probably won't need it.
Like, it still counts if you don't have other
Yeah.
choices, isn't it?
You can vote for nobody. You still count your ballot. It just
Friends
They just throw it in the garbage.
in our
it's like, yep, this one voted.
had not been achieved
She did indeed vote.
quite some time. And that
What's your knowledge on Irish politics?
Not
a unity
not
that
deep.
will be passed
Is there much?
on
Is there something going on?
later on this
I
evening.
know Sinn Féin won the last election and is being weirdly not nationalistic because left-wingism, but
The next election.
Voted Roman and PP second. Oh, you did Babber first and PP for the rest of them. That's nice.
I was tempted to put Babber first, but
Why?
my math. Well, I like Babber, and I just putting him first would just been like he's good. But I also wanted Wally to win by the largest margin possible on the first ballot.
Yeah, because
so-
like you didn't want Babber to win,
no,
but he is decent.
I think Babber would have won if Polyev like stroked out and died, but
Let's hope that doesn't happen.
I don't. He looked healthy enough the last time I saw him.
You saw him twice,
Yeah,
and you got two almost identical pictures with him.
one with like 15 less. Or I don't know how many.
Probably
pounds.
like 15 less pounds.
One significantly less weight.
Guys, Chris is losing weight. You should be proud of him.
Yeah, gained a bunch of weight over university and COVID. Getting rid of that now.
Yeah. And you won your soccer game.
We did. I play recreational soccer, and last night
That's how
my
he's
team,
losing all the
my
weight.
team won 2-1, last game of the season.
Which is impressive because you've lost a lot of games lately.
Yes, yes, we did.
And you stole someone's goal.
I have stolen someone's goal. I play defense, and I have officially one goal in the league.
Hang on, Megantic and Maple?
Larable?
Layrab, that means maple.
Megantic is also known as the town that had a train explode in it.
Oh shit. That's not good.
I think 50 people died.
That was, it was like a chemical train, right?
To do what we need to do as the official opposition.
We're from Nova Scotia, though I lived in Ontario briefly in 2019.
Yeah, well, that was like a work placement.
It was a work placement, but you know, I
He
still
lived in the
there.
sketchiest part of Ontario.
I'm pretty sure someone got murdered outside my apartment in Ottawa.
Yeah, you lived in Vanier, didn't you?
Yes. My landlord literally had someone murdered in her driveway, but I did not live at her house, obviously.
Yeah, but you probably heard someone get stabbed outside your window.
Yes, I'm pretty sure I heard someone get stabbed.
You got propositioned by prostitutes.
I did, yes. It's very uncomfortable when you're walking. It's it's midnight. You're coming back from the bar. With
It's
your
like minus
coworkers.
25,
It's minus
'cause it's
25,
Ontario.
and you just see a bunch of hookers on the street with like big fur jackets and high heels and fishnets and probably nothing else.
Oof.
And you're like, hey, you want to have a good night? And it's like,
Not really. I'm gonna have a good night by myself, thank you.
I have a girlfriend.
Polyev wins the chat by dictator margins. Basically.
Well,
Free and fair election margins.
look, if this was in Russia, this would be a big win for Paul.
Oh, sorry. Jared's asking if we like Tim Houston. No.
So,
No, I do not. I voted for him because I liked him at first, and then I'm gonna talk first, and I'll let you talk after.
go for it.
I voted for him because he had a lot of good stuff on his platform, like he was gonna nuke a lot of our hospital, which he kind of did. He did do that. He fired a lot of our board directors. But he also had this really good tax plan where he would remove provincial payroll taxes for businesses on the condition that they put that money towards either hiring new people or raising wages in their company. That was pretty cool. I love anything that reduces taxes. But this motherfucker, because a big issue in that election, that was right before our vaccine mandate came out in Nova Scotia, and Ian Rankin was like hard on the vaccine mandate train. and Tim Houston just kind of didn't say anything about it at all. And I would consider him lying by omission because it's kind of the assumption was that he was running against Ian Rankin, that he didn't agree. And he just didn't say shit about it. And so we all voted for Tim Houston. It was a great night when he got elected because the Liberals got kind of shithoused. And then, like, I swear to God, that week, fucking Tim Houston takes Ian Rankin's vaccine mandate plan and just goes with it. And I've been angry at him ever since, and I'm not gonna forgive him for that. I had to print off a fake fucking vaccine card to get into restaurants and shit. I know. Crimes.
Gasp.
But like, oh, hang on. I'm distracted by the tuba on that woman's shelf. But yeah, I will not forgive him for that. And Chris was trying to convince me, like, listen, you know, he did that, but he's done some good things too. And I'm like, yeah, I was making some very unflattering comparisons about trains running on time. And I'm not gonna forgive him. And I'm fucking angry. And I don't care how much good he does now. Hey, there's Pierre. Okay, what's your opinion on Tim Houston?
I have complicated views with Houston.
My views are not complicated.
I'm exceedingly upset about the vaccine mandates. That was ridiculous. Unjustified tyranny.
And for me, that's just the end of the sentence.
He's also done some other, or not necessarily himself, but he's allowed his government to do a bunch of other really dumb things. Like, they wanted to speed up healthcare wait lists for what kind of procedure?
Wasn't it trans surgery?
Yep. Quote unquote gender affirming care. And how are they going to speed it up? They were going to remove all the safeguards.
There was this whole report like they're being forced to wait months, sometimes years for this important healthcare. It's like, join the fucking club. Wow, who else might be in that boat except for literally everybody? Oh my god.
Did you get your CT scan yet?
Actually I did.
Oh shit.
It did. They didn't find anything. We got no diagnosis, but you know, I did get the CT scan.
Well, you know, at least you got the you got a diagnostic test that was inconclusive.
How long did it take your mother's concussion to be checked out?
Months.
Through workers' comp, which is the way to fast track anything in the hospital.
But like, at the same time, assuming Houston actually does follow through and does his payroll tax replacement plan,
which
like,
it's been a while. He could do that any day now.
It's been about a year, so you give him some slack. If he doesn't do it in his first term, that's unforgivable. If he does that, that's better. He is fighting against the federal carbon tax, which Trudeau's going to implement in Nova Scotia, which is a good thing, because a lot of leaders just didn't fight against it, so at least that's going for him, but I'm not terribly enthused. I'm, like, at this point, I don't know if I'd even vote next provincial election.
I mean, I don't want the Liberals back, so I'll do whatever I have to, but...
I'll be honest, the Liberals are probably not going to the next provincial election.
Well, actually,
Nova Scotia Liberal Party's dead.
I don't even know if that's necessarily true, because I don't know that Rankin would have done anything considerably different.
He probably did the exact same thing. Might have been worse.
Can you close that?
Yeah.
A ghost just opened my door. Who's this?
This is Candice Bergen.
Oh. She's cool.
TrueAnon hates her. They always post this picture of her with a MAGA hat on.
What the fuck is TrueAnon? And that's based. Is it real?
TrueAnon?
Does she have a MAGA hat, or is it like...
That's a real picture of her.
Oh, awesome. Man, why can't she stay?
Her place will be as great as that of Queen Victoria in the story of Canada.
Arguably better than Queen Victoria, because she reigned longer. Although she had a bit less of an active role in the creation of Canada.
It's like a camo version of it too.
Candice looks really nice. Wow. Yes, she does. She does look really nice. Yes. Oh, you sent me something.
Yeah.
Tim is a red Tory. Yes. Chris hires 1 for him and 2 for his girlfriend because he is such a genius guy. Hires what?
Prostitutes.
Oh. All right, I've been sent. Oh, it's the Candice Bergen MAGA hat. Oh, well, there it is. Very nice. Does that say "Make America Great"? Oh, I wish it said "Make Canada Great Again."
Well, that would be. It would be MAGA. It'd be McGaw.
McGaw.
It's McDonald's brand. You have your McElection, your McGaw.
Green Party president just. What did the Green Party president do? The Greens are dying. They are.
The Greens are going to re-elect Elizabeth May as their leader.
Wait, really?
Probably.
Is she the one that was anti-Semitic?
She's running. May.
Yeah, what did she do?
Oh, she's like the personality cult leader of the Green Party.
Was she part of that anti-Semitism scandal?
Unclear. Some people say she was, but she wasn't publicly.
I know I speak for Michael as well when I say thank you for the
That's a cool shot of her.
we have felt from all
That's a big flag.
That is a big flag.
but over the
Do you think we could fit one in here?
Probably not.
whether in airports or restaurants, out at the mall or at EDA
May is the... She's running again?
Yeah.
She can barely walk right now. What's wrong with her?
I'm hearing
I know she's old. She's like 65 or something. And very overweight.
the foundation of our party.
Okay, one thing to note too, look at all like the chief medical officers and health ministers of the world. A shocking number of them are overweight or otherwise like not healthy. It's kind of surprising considering like you would assume that if you know a lot about health, right? Mm-hmm. That you would be healthy yourself.
It's almost like to be a minister of something, you have no requirement to have any expertise in that thing.
Not liberal light, but conservative. And in addition
Based.
to that, literally hundreds of thousands of more Canadians have joined our party and are feeling that same optimism and excitement.
Why do you think that is?
What?
That the CPC has just exploded lately.
Waliev.
Yeah.
That's it.
We were on the right track by being a strong, consistent conservative voice.
Yeah,
in all
it's
that
not
we have
every
said
single
and
health
also
minister,
pushed
but
for.
like a surprising number of them. Like,
The number should be 0.
the number should be 0, right?
My heart is
Because
filled with gratitude
if you know a lot about healthcare or being healthy, you shouldn't be obese.
But Chris, you can be healthy at any size.
No, you can't. Look me in the eyes, Lizzo. You're not healthy. Stop.
John Broussard, our House Leader, as well as MPs Tom Comich, Melissa Lansing, Leanne Roux.
Bergen resigning is such a big loss for the party.
I know, people who are actually good always resign. Probably because they're tired of all this bullshit, and I can't really blame them.
It makes sense that she was appointed leader, though. She probably told everyone else, like, I'm planning on bowing out anyways before the next election. Make me the interim leader. It's literally
Risk-free.
it's risk-free.
She's pretty cool. I was watching some clips of her while the trucker protests were going on, talking in Parliament, and she was pretty awesome.
Apparently, according to Mad BCID, May also has a drinking problem. I cannot confirm or deny that, but I wouldn't be surprised. There's quite a few politicians in this world. Nancy,
I was gonna say, when do you think the last time Nancy was sober?
who seem perpetually drunk to me.
Is she just old, or is she also just perpetually drinking?
Maybe both.
They will not let you down.
Fat phobia, the fear of being eaten by a fat person.
Honestly, like, think about it, right? If you are trapped on a desert island, who's gonna get eaten first? The fat person or the other person? The fat person will murk you. They're
With
big.
what power?
They're hard. If you have no weapons, the bigger person's almost always gonna win. If they have 50 pounds on you, they're probably gonna beat you.
That's true. That's true.
Unless you, like, go for, like, a kill shot.
With what? Your desert island tools?
You know, punch them in the throat.
But
Their throat is so big.
They've got so much padding.
That's true.
Would that protect you from a trachea shot?
I don't know. I'm not fat enough for that. Don't even.
The trachea shot is Chris's biggest fear.
It doesn't take much to crush your trachea.
I can't get my hands anywhere near his neck.
You could
He
kill
gets all
someone so
squirrely.
easily.
He doesn't trust me. I think your laptop died.
No.
She brought hope and optimism to our
I just turned off because I'm not watching a YouTube video directly right now.
and she lifted women like me into
There's a video of Lisa Rita pulling May off stage because May was drunk and going on a long drunk speech. Do you know who that is, Lisa Rita?
Riat.
Riat, sorry.
Yeah.
Is that true? Have you seen that?
I've not seen that one.
That's great. I believe it.
But she was previously the Conservative MP for Milton in Ontario.
Wait, Lisa Riat?
Yeah.
And then she went green?
No.
Oh, she was just at the event?
Yeah, I guess so.
UCP is back up into the polls, 44%.
Yeah, that was pretty much inevitable. The only reason UCP was down was people were unhappy with Kenny because Kenny betrayed Conservative super hard.
UCP was...
United Conservative Party, Alberta.
Is that provincial?
Yeah.
Okay.
the NDP wasn't winning because the NDP was doing good. The NDP was quote unquote gaining ground because the UCP's voters were not voting for them.
But Chris, the NDP got like 2 good polls. They're totally gonna win.
Oh yeah.
And so to all of my predecessors,
Yeah.
all of the leaders of
You know, the only election the NDP won in Alberta, I think ever. You know why they won that election in 2015?
Why?
and respectful appreciation
The Conservatives had 2 different parties that collectively got 54% of the vote to the 41% by the NDP. So they didn't win because people in Alberta wanted the NDP. They won because the Albertan Conservative Party decided, let's split the vote perfectly.
I'm sad that Candice Bergen's leaving.
Yeah.
But I can't, like, blame her.
No,
'cause
she's been a
politics
MP for-
sounds terrible.
She's been MP for 14 years. It's a long time.
Does she have... Are all of her children adults now, do you know?
I think so.
Okay.
I think she has grandchildren.
Because, man, she does not look like she's old enough to have grandchildren. Candice, you're killing it. Maybe Jean will maybe win, or Taze. Or
Jean.
Jean?
Oh,
different
Alberta.
Jean?
Yeah. This is Jean.
pardon me.
Brian Jean.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought every time wait, is that who you meant the whole time? Because every time I read Jean, I think Sheree.
Not necessarily. But in this context, we're talking about Alberta, yeah. At the moment, the question in Alberta's leadership race, I had to double check, there's a recent poll by Ledger out on it. I haven't fully dived into it yet. But my suspicion is it's Taze or Jean. Sorry, Taze or Smith. Smith wins if she can get the first ballot support, but otherwise I think Taze will win in the final ballot.
Which elections are you watching right now?
So many.
That's a stupid question, isn't it?
Okay, so there's Canada Federal. There have not been a lot of polls on that, though. Quebec Provincial, Alberta Provincial, Alberta UCP leadership, Conservative leadership, though it's ending today. U.S. Congressional, Arizona Senate and gubernatorial, Pennsylvania Senate and gubernatorial, eventually Nevada Senate and gubernatorial, and probably a couple others.
All right, okay, so guys, some little bit behind the scenes here. Chris has been mega struggling with your model for Pennsylvania lately, haven't you?
Not just Pennsylvania. There's a bunch of weird stuff going on with the U.S. models.
A lot of work goes into this, guys. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, basically work. This last week I've on... you know what? I have a spreadsheet for this, so of course I do, right?
You keep track of all your time?
Yeah.
He's got spreadsheets for everything. You had spreadsheets for when you were building your Warhammer army.
Yep. Fun game, by the way, if you ever played it.
Yeah, you're expanding your army. Surrey South BC Provincial by-election is tonight. Should be around 8 or 10. Yeah, we heard about that earlier, didn't we?
Yeah.
What is the by-election for?
MP resigned.
Oh, shit. Sweden 22 election is Sunday. The far-right bloc might as well win. Oh, may well win.
I'm at 27 hours of work this week on various models, mostly US related.
It's a big project, this channel.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, you were doing it before it was a channel.
Yeah. Though I'm more detailed now.
You were talking about Sweden's election a little while ago, weren't you? And
I was.
How their far-right party
I forgot the election was... They're having an election at the moment, so I haven't looked in it a bit. There's a Italian election that's going to be finishing on the 23rd, and it looks like the right-wing bloc's going to win that one too.
Nice.
And there's a non-zero chance that if the Italian right-wing bloc wins a majority, it'll leave. That's what I'm calling it.
I mean, why would you want to stay in the European Union? Like, if you're an EU country, right? What is, like, the elevator pitch to stay in the EU? What's keeping you there?
The WEF?
Why? Go Pierre. Go Pierre, indeed.
Yeah, the most
Big
recent...
PP energy.
The most recent poll coming out of the Sweden election looked like the right-wing bloc should be able to win a majority, but we'll see.
Haven't seen any poll, but I think the BC Conservative might win in Surrey South.
Let's take a look over here. Surrey South by-election.
Italy far right, 240 seats or 300 seats? Base PP.
The executive director of our party and a fellow Manitoban.
The poor countries get a lot of money, and the rich countries get a lot of influence. That's how the EU works.
The problem with that rationale for places like Italy is it stops them from devaluing their currency, and that means Italy's exports are wildly uncompetitive for what they should be. Italy's exports should be much more competitive if they actually floated their had a separate currency that was floating. The euro was the worst idea for Italy. I don't know why they joined the euro. It was terrible for them. Same with Greece. The Greece should never have joined the euro.
Did they have the option not to?
Britain didn't join the euro. Czech didn't join the euro. Sweden didn't join the euro.
Oh yeah, that's right.
My siblings and especially my children Lucas, Delaney, and Parker, and your children. Thank you for sharing your mom.
I can't believe that Candace has grandchildren. She looks like she's 50.
I think she's 58.
Holy shit.
Is that correct? Candace.
That's only a little bit older than my mother.
You're letting your mom down. This is the wrong Candace Bergen.
I'm letting my mom. I know I'm letting my mom down. I could. Every time I think about like, oh man, I gotta get my readings together for Monday, I think like, and all through first year of law school too, I was thinking a lot like, man, I could be pregnant and making pies right now if I didn't want to have a fucking career.
She's 57.
57.
It has been the honor of my political life to have been your leader. From the bottom of my heart, thank you to all of you.
Just like old Roman times.
I am grateful. I am blessed. God bless all of you. God bless Canada. And God.
Oh, that's refreshing to hear.
God save the king. That sounds so weird.
It's nice when you hear Canadian politicians invoke the God word.
The God word. Wow.
There's so many are like, they're so scared.
Even though they took it out of the fucking national anthem.
That was the Liberals.
Is that her husband?
Maybe.
That looked like a very yeah, they look like they're holding hands.
She has a husband.
Where's Pierre?
He's probably waiting off on the side somewhere.
Is he like here or is he at home?
Well, when you're a volunteer president,
should be here.
Good days and days that aren't as good.
Because it's kind of like during a federal election, they're usually chilling at home having their own party, and then like the cameras kind of switch to them. But I want to see pictures of Pierre and his children, because his children are really cute.
Imagine how tired people like Poilievre must be right now.
Oh my god, he went all around Canada twice.
Yeah.
Seriously, like he went all over the place and then came back to Nova Scotia for some reason. He is there? Okay. I wonder if he has his children there. His baby is so cute. His older kid's cute too, like they're both really sweet, but his baby Cruz, oh my gosh. I follow Pierre's like official Facebook page, and I swear to you, like at least 30% of the posts on that Facebook page are just videos of his children. Like his baby dancing to music or something. It's so cute.
I can feel that. I would be doing that too.
How could you not? They're so sweet. He's not far from home, 2 hours. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, he lives in Carleton, doesn't he? Because he's the member for Carleton. I wonder if other countries look at Canadian broadcasts and find it weird that they just switch languages all the time. Like, do other bilingual countries do that?
There's not many bilingual countries in the world. And a lot of the ones that are bilingual are ones you probably would not want to live in. Now, is that because of bilingualism?
Probably not.
Probably not.
You and I had a heated conversation about bilingualism recently.
Did we?
Yeah, about the new Supreme Court justice.
Oh yeah. That wasn't really heated though.
Well, nothing between us is ever that heated, but it was close. Do you think he needs to give up his seat for Jean to move to Alberta?
What?
Pierre? Oh, Pierre needs to move to Alberta. Because that's where he's from, isn't it? Isn't it?
He grew up in Calgary, yeah.
Yeah, how did he end up as MP in Carleton?
I don't know why Carleton specifically. I know he ran there.
I don't want to call him this because I don't consider Pierre to be a carpetbagger, but we have a lot of carpetbaggers in Canada. It's very weird.
You want to know who the biggest carpetbagger is?
Sing.
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 Went from Brampton, Ontario to fuck off to downtown Vancouver to win a by-election. It's like...
I need to go somewhere the NDP can win.
He couldn't
Downtown Vancouver is about the only place left.
When Singh first took power, Northern Ontario existed, but I think Northern Ontario is going to be shockingly blue in next election.
We don't really think you came here just to see us. This is sort of like
I don't know who this woman is, but I kind of like her.
You have to get through all the stuff, and then comes the good part.
Here we go.
We're getting close to that moment.
Okay, bets on if it's first ballot. Does Pierre win the first ballot? Let's go.
Oh yeah, I told you earlier that you had to come up with a prediction for the margin by which Pierre wins this election, so that you can compare your prediction to reality.
I mean, I do have the last model update.
Yeah, but you had a personal prediction.
My personal gut is 65.
Yeah.
My model estimates higher than that, but I'm not. She wins with 50%.
Hip grandma energy. Exactly. I kind of love it.
Look, if you want
60% PP.
If you want the People's Party to explode, Charest winning this election will just like Mad Max will just he'll literally stroke out because his party numbers will go up so fast.
And then Pierre will take his place.
Like,
would that shock you if Jean Charest wins if Pierre went to the PPC?
I think if Jean Charest managed to win, I think Poilievre and 62 members of the Conservative caucus walk. Whether they go to the PPC, I don't know.
Going off the polling, 97% PP.
That would be fucking hilarious. Could you imagine, like, this was the race. 500,000 people voted.
Who the fuck is voting for Charest right now? Like, who is that?
Some Quebecers. Allegedly, Liberals bought memberships to vote for Charest.
What, because they knew it would ruin things?
Yeah.
Or...
Cette course a établi un record canadien. Plus de 678 000 Canadiens sont présentement membres du Parti conservateur du Canada.
More than 660,000 Canadians either became or are conservative members, she said.
What a weird way to say that, because there is an objective number at 675,000. That's not much harder to say than more than 660.
Yeah, why didn't she say...
The actual number?
Oh, wait, she did say 675, because she said 670. That's why. That's because the French do math when they count. Jean fans lost Ottawa loot tonight.
Okay, does anyone in chat think Charest will get lower than third place?
Is that what you think will happen, or is that what you hope will happen?
I think he's going to place third, but he might place fourth.
Can you turn it up? Oh yeah, we should probably turn it up now. Sorry, I had it low from when O'Toole was talking.
Monsieur Ian Brody.
Ian who?
Matt B said, I don't actually agree that people should be in all parties. I think, generally speaking, you probably don't want to have membership fees, but I don't think you should be able to vote in every leadership race. I think you have to pick one and stay that way.
Well, I think that there would just be so much voting to the party's detriment that the vote kind of wouldn't mean anything anymore.
Like, I'm fully for everyone having primaries, but I think the primaries should be only the party members, and you should have to be like, it shouldn't be trivial to just change your party membership. Like, I kind of like how the US does it, where like you are a registered member of the party and then you get to vote in the primary, but we're nowhere close to that.
My predictions: first PP, second Jean, third Lewis, fourth Baber, fifth Scott. I like that Scott doesn't even get the... Scott and Charest don't even get the courtesy of their last name.
Agenson is kind of awkward to spell, to be fair.
Agenson, I'm so fucking tired of getting his emails. Unity. Unity. Canadian unity. Pierre's not for Canadian unity. Also, vaccines were cool. Excuse me, vaccine mandates. Scott will... He'll get his own area of the vote?
Yeah. I think if Scott is going to win any official riding, it's going to be Parry Sound Muskoka, but I don't think he's going to win his own riding in that leadership race. the polls, if you believe them, or even the donors, he just doesn't have enough donors and or poll supporters.
Nobody gives a shit about Scott Aitchison.
He ran on two.
Each candidate and their
if you try to make everyone happy, no one's going to vote for you.
Brought ideas to recruit Canadians.
PP and Scott.
Like, if you want to actually win an election, you're going to make some people mad, and I think that's Scott's mistake. Is he didn't want to make anyone mad. He wanted to be nice and respectful to everyone, but you don't get elected doing that. That's just not how you win elections.
Oh, he sounded so much like I was just reminded of some Parliament Pierre videos when he was calling out Trudeau for his corruption, and Trudeau just talked about political mudslinging 15,000 times. That's what Scott Aitchison's emails always sounded like to me. Like, oh, we've got to have civility back in politics. No, nobody wants to be nice to politicians right now.
I think the idea that politics has to be civil is, like, you shouldn't be lying, and you shouldn't be, like, actively, like, slandering people.
It would be cool if it could be civil, but it's not,
but
and
like,
so...
you have to attack other people. You have to be like, you're doing this wrong, or else why are you opposing them?
I would be remiss if I did not thank
Scott was attacking Lewis at the end, and what was the point of that? Like, she's anybody's competition.
And also, I will note, name a single person who's going to vote Lewis first who will switch their vote to Aitchison. The SoCons are definitely going to decide to vote for a red Tory. Like, that's never going to happen.
Lewis could be a kind of based deputy prime minister.
She could, but she might be too
based. Too SoCon.
She might be too edgy for the Canadian public. I'm not certain. We'll see. What's worse, politicians or bankers?
I have no problem with bankers because I just don't really care.
So, okay, I will put a caveat on bankers. Private sector bankers who are...
If you're accepting government bailouts, then you have
that's acceptable. Central bankers, scum of the earth.
Actually, you know what? I can't even get mad at private bankers for accepting bailouts because, like,
I don't care if they're getting... I don't really care. Like,
you're a fool if you don't take government money.
The head of, like, I don't know, let's say RBC. Like, I don't really care what they're doing as long as they're, like, not breaking the laws or anything.
Like, here's the thing about bailouts. I think that government bailouts to banks is fucking stupid, but I'm not gonna get mad at the bank for accepting the money because... You're a fool to turn down government money.
Like,
I will get mad that they offer the bailout in the first
lot of the things that the banks have done in the last 20 years, many people, like private banks, are things, they're just responding to government stimulus. So, like, if you don't want the banks to be doing scummy things like giving out cheap loans to poor people,
don't encourage them.
Don't give them capital, do that. You want to, you know the problem with that, though, is?
What?
The central bank. I'll stick right here. Tiff Macklem is worse than Trudeau.
Worse than Trudeau.
I would rather Tiff Macklem get fired than Trudeau not be prime minister.
I don't know. Trudeau was saying some pretty frightening things about the unvaccinated for a while.
Trudeau is effectively a dictator, but Tiff Macklem has the power to destroy the economy whenever he wants. And I think he's wildly incompetent.
Trudeau invoked the Emergencies Act.
Yeah. Trudeau's a dictator. Tiff Macklem has the power to destroy the entire economy and no one can stop him. Unless you fire him.
Scott's an Ontario moderate, very different from a red Tory.
I will concede. You're right.
Who will be PP's Shadow Minister of Finance after he wins?
That's a great question. I saw one article saying it was going to be Ed Fast. It's like, no, it's not.
Who's that?
Ed Fast was previously the critic for finance after Poilievre stepped down to run. But then he criticized Poilievre for wanting to fire Tiff Macklem. And it's like, yeah.
Based, by the way.
It's like, no, Poilievre's not going to make him as...
Oh, do you remember when CBC or whoever was, like, mulding over Pierre attacking the central bank?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
You're undermining our institutions. You mean the institutions that are destroying the economy?
I saw a meme today on YouTube, like one of those YouTube community announcements, and it was just a screenshot of a CBC article defending the central bank, and someone was like, oh, good. The state-funded media is defending the state-funded bank for what the state told it to do.
Like, I cannot describe in words enough how bad it's. Like, people are really concerned right now because interest rates are going up, but, like, short term, it's going to suck people. But the interest rates needed to go up. They were artificially low.
Up, like, it's a problem, but the problem is that we shouldn't have gotten here in the first place.
The interest rate should have been 5% for the last 20 years. Well, the last 15 years, since the Great Recession. They never should have dropped them from 5%. They should have been there. It's fucked everyone so hard.
Yeah, interest rates are better than rampant inflation.
No, it's not even that rampant inflation, right? The low interest rates have encouraged really bad investment in real estate that doesn't make any money.
Oh yeah,
for the economy. Oh, I'm gonna get into this in a series after the U.S. election, but
yeah, let's not spoil it.
I'm not gonna spoil it, but this is like my pet issue at this moment.
It's funny. I'm in a taxation class this year, and I think it's gonna be a lot of fun because on our first day we talked about tax incidents and how harshly taxing corporations is fucking stupid because all it does is hurt the employees, and how taxes usually just fall on like the least powerful people in the equation and not where they're actually intended to go, which is honestly pretty based and also true. But we also talked about inflation because, you know, the concept that money now is better than money later is important to taxation. Or it's important to tax law because the class is basically how to get your client paying the least tax possible, which I love, by the way. But we talked about how target inflation is 2%, and the prof was like, yeah, the central bank has never hit that target. They were either under or now way, way over. It's just really funny.
The central bank was over target June 2021 and continued quantitative easing for 6 months.
What's our current rate of inflation?
7.6 as of July.
Jesus Christ. Hello to all. I'm still at work. I could be on in an hour. Hi, Rocco. How's it going?
Greetings.
Yeah, it'll probably be until you're off work that they actually count these damn votes.
They're probably going to have 5 different other politicians talk about things that are kind of irrelevant.
Oh, he's explaining how it works. I think they're about to release the vote numbers.
Christy Clark, the woman who just joined the party to vote for Sheree. She said she was a lifelong liberal joining the party just to vote for Sheree.
That's not an endorsement.
That's not an endorsement. That's like
like, where are these people? What planet are these people from that they think that sounds good?
It's like an anti-endorsement.
That's like when Trump endorses Democrats to get them kicked out, which cracks me the fuck up, by the way. By the way, do we have any more bingo cards? Oh yeah, he's explaining how the election works, so I think they're gonna get to counting soon.
I haven't heard any of these on this showing.
CBC said 7:38 a while ago, so 3 minutes. Okay.
That's oddly specific.
Point totals at the close of voting are verified by Dawn as CRO and independently by Deloitte LLP.
Oh my God, they're
What?
This is some extremely niche legal humor right here. If you've learned about liability, civil liability of like advisors and professionals and stuff for advice that they give, Deloitte Deloitte's a bank, right?
I have no.
It's a banker and it's something like that. I mean, it's a big company, so Deloitte was part of this huge case where basically they did a bunch of shady shit with financial statements for a company that was being publicly traded or something. And I just get a kick out of the fact that our election's being independently verified by Deloitte, who is famous for this terrible case about all of this corruption.
A lot of people are not happy that the Conservative Party is employing Deloitte for this.
It was specifically corruption in like verifying information, just like this.
Conservative Fund Canada will
Thoughts on Melissa Lantzman?
So far, I'm pretty content with her. She's only been elected in 2021, I believe, so she's still relatively new, but so far, she seems based.
Now it's looking like 8. Man, we're pushing time here.
Yeah, they're really being slow here. Like, this part right here just feels like they're dragging it out to buy time, like something terrible went wrong behind the scenes and they're just like, oh no.
Oh wait, that's a bingo card item.
What?
Let's see. Let's make it bigger so I can see it. What? Envelope opening machine is broken.
Did they actually just say that? Oh no.
I don't think they actually said that, but that's probably what's going on.
They have not been calculated yet. They're ready to press the button on the computer and give us the results.
Okay,
So
they're about to
don't
get the
go away.
results.
Oh, jeez. Could they be less efficient? If it's rigged, that will be the end of the party. Let's just say that.
Let's not do that. 1 a.m. again? No, please no. I don't want to do that again.
Oh, we got a drink. Apparently Rosie Barton tweeted that Doug Ford's strategy was better than Pierre's. That's a bingo card.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's excellent.
But Doug Ford's strategy.
Oh, fantastic. What the fuck was Doug Ford's strategy?
Doug Ford is in Ontario. He did Ontario, and then he won.
Wow. 53% Scott final round.
the dark
Just
horse.
drink all night and I will be happy.
We're all forgetting the big one, right? Brown's gonna win 90% first ballot.
Oh, God.
Could you imagine?
All I'm saying is I bet land is a bit cheaper in the States.
Maybe.
Man, our dumbasses are looking for more land.
Never have enough land.
Not necessarily more, but... Well, actually, it is strictly more.
It is strictly more, but it involves selling the existing land.
Yeah. It's pretty cool, though. It's very large.
Trees are...
Did you contact that person?
Oh, fuck no.
Is it still up?
Yes.
Man, rip. 50 days on the market.
I'm gonna send a message after this, I think.
John is going to win by 1%, just you see.
It's gonna be the 5th round. It's gonna be Pat Brown versus John.
While they're counting, should we show a little bit of your video on this kind of voting?
What?
I don't know. What kind of voting is this again?
This is single transferable crap.
Single transferable crap?
Yes.
I'm trying to think of which thumbnail that was that I made.
That was a complicated one. Was
that the one with all the lines?
Yeah.
Oh no, that was the one with the math meme.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on, I want to get that up. I'm really proud of this thumbnail, okay? I made it. It was a very half-assed project, but that's okay. Thumbnails. Where are they? Where art thou? Where art thou? What the fuck? Where's my thumbnails folder? We'll find them someday.
Oh, I forgot about the Main Street poll today. Let's see. For Quebec. Some live polling takes. This is the most exciting content. Oh, this is a sad poll.
What's the sad poll?
Today's Main Street update. The PCQ lost 5% in Quebec today from yesterday.
Big sad.
What's this? Quebec City, I should say.
Here we go.
Yeah, PCQ is probably going to win some seats. You will see more tomorrow on that. Though today's polls have not been added to it because I had to record the video this morning.
Single transferable vote. This is what single transferable vote is.
If you give it to Lexie and...
If you give it to me and tell me to interpret it artistically, this is what single transferable vote is. I'm so proud of this.
So when this goes to 1 a.m., I'm not going to have anything to talk about left, so we'll just be sitting here in silence staring at this, waiting for it to happen.
So, like, how accurate would you rate this thumbnail? How well did I do?
0 out of 10. It should have just been one straight line. It should have been down, elect the most establishment middle candidate possible.
Because, like, the way that because I had to ask him to explain it to me, because, you know, when I make the thumbnails for these for these electoral system videos, I try to make them actually graphically represent the system the best that I can. But this shit's fucking confusing, and I had to get him to explain it to me like 16 times, and then I just decided to harness my confusion in the thumbnail. Will it ever end? Yes, you're lying. I love that. I'm just
I will
patting
admit,
myself on
single
that.
transferable vote is a bit better than just straight ranked choice. But straight ranked choice is the worst electoral system. You're better off just adopting the papal conclave system.
The what? Is that the one where, like...
You need a unanimous support by a candidate for them to be elected.
And then you have, like, black or white smoke?
Yeah.
What does that mean? I don't understand
White
your Catholic mysticism.
White means they elected a pope. Black means they didn't.
Oh. I thought it meant, like, what kind of pope they were.
No.
So what? It's like we decided on nothing? Black smoke it is?
Yeah.
Interesting.
And so they can let the rest of the world know. Because they can't tell anyone else or contact anyone else. They confiscate all the cardinals' phones, but all the cardinals are like 80, so do they have phones?
Doug Ford ran as an establishment moderate populist, and somehow that worked.
Let's just capture lightning in a bottle again. We'll run an establishment moderate populist. That surely will work.
They ran...
Okay, I'll be honest. That's actually what Trump is.
An establishment moderate populist?
Yes.
That sounds like an oxymoronic statement to me.
But think about it, right? What is Trump? He's a billionaire, long-established person in the community, in politics, in everything. He's a moderate. He's actually not terribly conservative for the U.S.
No, he's really not.
And he's a populist. Trump is the Doug Ford of America.
I'm just gonna put this on top of the coverage, because that represents what they're doing right now.
They're just short-circuiting.
That's why this takes so long. They have to go through all these steps.
Single transferable vote sucks.
I forgot everything that I wrote here.
My most nerdy hot take is that first past the post is actually the best electoral system. Some people really don't like that.
That was your hot take?
My nerdy hot take. Only nerds would care about that.
That's because everybody wants proportional representation for some reason, even though it's actually stupid.
Proportional representation is a myth.
Do you remember when they did that stupid survey and everyone was writing in proportional representation? And it's like, I understand and agree that this survey is garbage, but your answer is also trash?
Because the myth about proportional representation, right, is people suggest it allows multi-party. It doesn't. Look at Sweden right now, right? What is Sweden? Okay, they have a left bloc and a right bloc. The right bloc has 4 different parties in it. The left bloc has like 4 different parties in it. These will never coalition together. When will you ever see the Sweden Democrats coalition with the Social Democratic Party of Sweden? It won't happen. Same thing in Italy. Will you see the Brothers of Italy coalition with the Social Democrats? No. I guess Germany's historically had a what is their Christian Democrat Party or whatever? The CCU. The CCU has coalition with the Social Democrats in Germany, but that was weird and Germany's weird. But everywhere else, you have a right-wing and a left-wing bloc. It's just they have more parties in them. So it's just the same thing as first past the post, but instead of having a coalition make a party, you have a party that's a coalition, you have a coalition make a party. It's just the same thing but backwards. There's no difference. But it's actually harder to replace a government in first past or in a proportional representation. So it's a worse system. Because I think being able to replace a party you don't like is more important than quote unquote representing people's opinions. Like, fuck that. That's not important. The electoral system isn't supposed to represent your opinions. It's supposed to elect somebody. The tanker boss. You are reading what Lexie thinks. How Lexie thinks single transferable vote works.
So, okay, if you haven't been around the channel for a while, you may notice that his more produced videos, like his election system series, had, like, nicely done, I think nicely done. They had, like, actual produced thumbnails on the videos. Instead of just maps. And I am the artist, in big air quotes, the artist that makes the thumbnails. And I had to get him try to do He's gonna do meth to make sense of that. Basically, I had to ask him so many times because I tried to graphically represent these voting systems the way that they actually work so that someone could understand it from the picture. I could not, like, he could not explain this well enough for me to understand, so I just put my confusion into the thumbnail with the math lady meme behind it. Just give me anything that doesn't have a party list. Party lists are the worst things ever.
Party list is how you get the Netherlands and WEF everywhere.
What is party list? Did you do a video on party list? I don't think you did.
It's type of proportional. Oh. Party list proportional is when the candidates are picked by the party.
That's trash.
Open party list is somewhat better because people get to vote on the candidates as well as voting on the party, but it's still stupid.
Let's take less information.
I'm of the opinion that the best system is closed primary, closed primary, first past the post. That's the best system. Stop helicopter candidates. Helicopter candidates are bad for the... Bad.
Where'd you get an iPad charger?
That's a phone charger, babe.
That's an iPad charger. It's got the big fat block that charges things really fast.
That is a phone charger.
It's the same.
iPads, iPhones, iChargers.
I think the best part is to get... I'm sorry, to get to not lying.
Yeah, I'm not sure what you mean by that.
I'm not sure what you mean there, dude. Oh my goodness, this is taking ages.
Let me just check.
Are they counting this by hand?
That's how you should count things, honestly. But, let's see.
They use machines now, don't they?
No. Never use voting machines. Voting machines are terrible. You might as well just light the ballots on fire and pick someone.
Yeti says he's convinced that your political system spirit animal is the French system.
No, I don't like the French system because I don't like two-round runoff.
I too charge my eye. It's quite painful though. Yeah, but we gotta do it.
Okay, I'll send this to you.
Oh, CPAC is... Wait. CTV might be talking about it.
Oh.
Hang on. Let me see if CTV is saying anything.
This is a man who led the Liberal Party because he was
let's get rid of this.
to go back to Quebec
Holy shit, that's
to
loud.
fight the sovereigntists, the separatists in Quebec.
Sure.
He was the man. He was Captain Canada. And
Captain Canada?
In running
What?
Here we go.
So far, this poll in chat, 29 voters, 93% here.
Is no longer the party, and he may
All right.
have the biggest
CTV's talking.
because at the start of this race, he was probably the best known across Canada because he had been premier.
They're talking about Charest.
I strongly disagree that Charest had more name recognition than Poilievre.
Where the fuck did Charest go?
Hmm?
Where did he travel to campaign? I haven't heard about him going anywhere. Pierre was all over Canada twice. The smooth jazz that the live band is playing is surprisingly fitting. You're right. I mean, that's how they played God Save the King.
Honestly, this is embarrassing. How is the party unable to count votes?
Y'all.
There's another reason why single transferable vote is a bad system, because it's really complicated to count them.
How are they counting them? Because, like, the way that you described it to me sounded like it would take days and days to count.
So what you would do is you count all the ballots based on first choice. Then you take the smallest pile, and you redistribute them on their second choice. And you keep doing this until you have one person left.
It sounds like it takes years and years.
You need a lot of people.
Oh. Commercial litigation lawyer. Most politicians are lawyers, I think, which is...
It's an easy transition.
She has a master's in environmental studies?
Yes.
That's kind of weird.
I mean, she does have pretty base takes on the climate, though, so...
That's true.
You can have environmental science background and not be a cringe leftist wacko.
Yeah, that's true. They just don't listen to those people.
Yeah. You get called a conspiracy theorist. Conspiracy theorist is the left-wing dog whistle for, you are correct, but I don't like it.
Really? I mean, I've been polishing my tinfoil hat for a while now.
Like, my favorite one is like, call the WEF a conspiracy theory. Like, it exists. People go there. It's funded by rich people. And they have ideas.
The Great Reset's on their website.
They have ideas that they push. How is that a conspiracy theory?
Takerbot says they have someone who can't count past 10 or keep forgetting where they are. That's why it's taking so long.
You know what they did? They got my nephews to do it. That's why it's taking so long.
Your 2- and 3-year-old nephews?
Yeah.
Is that all there?
Yeah.
My goodness, they're big now.
Jake's probably like picking up the ballots and just like ripping them up, having a blast.
Hunter's making dinosaur sounds.
Yeah. Well, Jake makes more dinosaur sounds.
Does he?
Yeah.
He's the younger one too. What does Hunter do? Does he still vacuum?
I don't know.
Backbenched under
He likes running around. His favorite game is being chased.
That's pretty cute. Yeah, he's very like mobile now because he's a 3-year-old.
Yeah.
If Pierre Poilievre wins with that
He's also
number,
gigantic.
It's going to be,
Oh.
he won't owe anybody anything, but he may in fact want to have Reza high profile for various reasons. Let's go to Roman
A 2- and 3-year-old could just say a name and a number and we would have it already.
Kind of surprised people for running.
Yeah, they could just say Pierre and pick a number.
If my nephews are doing it, the leader of the party would probably be my brother-in-law.
Yeah, probably just their dad.
Yeah. And you know what? Like,
He did not run, of course.
my brother-in-law's a good guy. I think he'd be better than most. He's better than Sheree.
I would take a Dan leadership.
I don't think he's cut out for politics, though.
No, I don't think so.
He doesn't have the right personality. He's too, what's the word for it, reserved?
He's not a big speaker.
No.
We would have a leader by now then, though. That's true.
I think surprising a lot of people.
What are the odds that they fix the election so Babber wins?
Look at this bullet point. Did not run in 2022 Ontario election.
That's a selling point.
That's true.
In the Liberal Party.
That's what they're selling. Mention this.
Okay, these are the second one's actually also a pretty good endorsement. Removed from Ontario PC Party over his opposition to COVID-19 lockdowns.
You can say many things about Babber, but you can't say he will not sacrifice his entire political career for his beliefs.
Yeah, he's pretty cool. He's just tiny.
I hope Babber runs
He's like
next election.
Polish, isn't he? Something like that.
He's Slavic?
To join this party and
I don't know which flavor of Slavic. I want to say Russian, but I don't know.
I don't think he's right. Let me look it up.
If he does get a seat, to get a.
Or are you looking it up? You're looking it up.
Probably a good
you know where to go.
Because he was not
Russia says Jared Walsh. Is that true?
I think so.
I'm surprised that we haven't heard more smears against him on those grounds.
He was not an attack dog.
It was interesting, though, again, that would signal such a shift between Doug Ford, who booted him out.
He was born the Soviet Onion, so that narrows it down to.
Could that include Ukraine?
Yeah, that could include Ukraine.
Because Yeti's saying Ukraine. Russia Jewish. Oh, that could be it.
He is Jewish.
There's a lot of Russian Jews in Canada.
You know at least one.
Yeah, possibly 2.
I knew like 4 or 5.
Did you?
Yeah, there's a ton of my junior high.
Yeah, they all kind of moved to the same place.
Then they all moved to Ontario.
/ BC. Because BC's like physically close, I guess.
But I guess the Russian Jews are not the best choice I want to move to. They were in the best province and they moved to 2 lesser provinces.
Yeah, that's right. He's from Russia, moved to Israel after the fall, then came to Canada. That's exactly the path that my friend's family took. I think that a lot of people took that path.
And most of the people that went to my junior high. Oh, that was so long ago.
They go Russia, Israel, Canada. I'm surprised that nobody's been smearing him for being Russian.
We are all conservative.
We'll have Surrey South BC results before the leader.
We're probably not going to count that for another like hour or 2.
Please no.
Oof, no. Ontario's not the best place. Ontario could be great, but you guys are just like too generic. You need more personality in Ontario.
Well respected in the party, and you will see that. I think you'll see that today in the reaction in this room.
What Ontario needs to do is they need to like really brand themselves, right?
I can hear the live band playing "It Is Well for My Soul." That's kind of
Because, like, Quebec's brand is like, they're like the redheaded stepchild that doesn't really want to belong. Alberta's like, I'm too cool for this, I'm better than you. BC's like, I'm a drug addict. Atlantic Canada's like the half brother from like the other mother who's like old and not really related to the rest of the family. And Ontario's just there.
All I'm saying is Nova Scotia almost unanimously voted against Confederation.
Yes. We were separatists before it was cool.
And then Charles fucking Tupper was like, how about I do anyway?
Well, we feel a great campaign. I mean, Leslin got out there and connected
seen our meth heads in Ontario.
I have seen your meth heads. I've seen them naked in the street in November.
Good old Ottawa.
At 3 o'clock in the afternoon. No, it wasn't 3 o'clock. It was like 11 a.m. It was 11 a.m. on a Wednesday, about minus 25 with a wind chill, full broad sunlight. On like City Hall or something kind of near Parliament, just a presumably meth head just stripping naked on the stairs.
All I'm gonna say, Yeti, is there's a non-zero chance that in the next 20 years, Canada could just be Ontario.
Why don't you let the mongrels run off?
And then Quebec and every other we have the Republic of Western Canada, the Republic of Quebec, and then old people in Atlantic Canada. It'll be called old.
Old Canada.
Not old Canada, just old. We'll have no youth over here.
Walking around downtown Victoria just smells like pot. That's what fucking Halifax smells like.
Yeah, downtown Halifax is starting to smell like pot as well. But as far as I'm aware, we have a charade support now. Huh?
Fuck, there's a charade supporter. Welcome, Lib.
Where do you want to see it go, and how much do you think that has to be paid attention to?
As far as I'm aware, hardcore drug use is not that common, but apparently it's not very difficult because I knew of a lot of people in university who did cocaine.
I think that,
yeah, it's pretty classic.
Conservatives are getting a little tired of running leadership races. We hope this will be
and they were proud of it.
Did you hear that? Okay, first off, unfortunate last name.
Steve Outhouse.
Yeah, secondly, he said the CPC is getting tired of having leadership elections. We hope we won't have another one for a while.
Want how to solve that problem?
Elect Pierre and keep him.
Win the next election.
PP Energy also on his Facebook page, just like I said about how 75% of Pierre's posts on his official Facebook page are just pictures of his kids. He's got a picture of him and his wife and his 2 kids getting ready for the election. It's awesome. His wife is gorgeous.
About the party that it makes it seemingly so difficult for the last 2 leaders to bring everybody together, get everybody on the same page, and row in the same direction.
Yeah, well, I think it's just been a very difficult time in Canada overall, just politically. I mean, with COVID and all the different things that have happened over the past couple of years.
I'm so tired of the word COVID. I try to use it as little as possible.
That's a challenge for any leader that comes in, and so when you're unable to have that sort of immediate electoral win.
I should be looking at the CPC election like trending on Twitter.
Oh God, probably gonna be just all QAnon people.
Trending in Canada, butts.
Butts. Is it Jerry Butts?
Trending in Canada, Pierre Poilievre. Let's see what they're saying.
Apparently, he's also dominating Google Trends right now.
The Google Trends?
Yeah.
Based.
Appreciate it, Steve Outhouse. He's the campaign manager of Dr. Leslin Lewis.
The very first tweet by Canadian Resistance says the idea of Pierre Poilievre becoming the leader of His Majesty's loyal opposition in Canada is enough to make me vomit.
Good.
Good. I hope it hurts. And it's a locked tweet, so only people that this person follows can reply to them.
Can I just say though, it's really derpy to me that Twitter, if someone blocks you on Twitter and you quote tweet them, no one can read the quote tweet.
Really?
Yeah, the quote tweet is also blocked for everyone else reading it. It's weird.
How many Walmarts does Halifax have? Good amount.
Let me think.
Good amount of Walmarts.
There's one in Dartmouth, I think.
There's one in Bears Lake.
There's one in Bears Lake.
There's probably one downtown.
No, there isn't.
No? Maybe there's only 2.
No, is there one downtown?
We're minutes
Maybe not.
away here.
I can't think of where it would be.
And this is, again,
There might only be 2.
Might only be 2.
because rumors
That's
are
decent,
flying
Walmart.
We're gonna run with 2.
Also, there's a reply. All the replies to this tweet
60 to 68%.
are like, "Oh, I'm starting to get really nervous. Like there's any chance that he doesn't win this election." Stop the count. CBC coverage is ahead. Oh, they're ahead. Oh shit! Oh my God, CTV, you assholes!
What?
They just announced the Pierre one. 68.15. Ah! Stream! Quickly! There we go. PP just won, yeah!
Well?
Wow, CTV's coverage is garbage. Sweet, 68.15. That's almost smack dab between your personal prediction and the poll's prediction.
My model's
Your model's prediction, pardon me.
I'm actually relatively...
Wow, we're doing a shit job at covering this. Okay, CTV's doing a shit job.
CTV's doing a shit job. Let's see.
Oh, they're all so mad on Twitter.
So, you know what? I did pretty good.
They're all so mad. Listen to this guy. Pierre Poilievre will be the final nail in the coffin of the CPC. Canada's a left-leaning country. His far-right approach will push people to the NDP and Liberal parties. Spewing hate, blame, and empty slogans isn't leadership. The fuck?
Look, the white supremacist was this Latino wife.
With his Latino wife, yes. Oh, look
White
how happy
supremacy here, boys.
Congrats, Pierre.
So I have to say, the chat is much more pro-Poilievre than the actual party is, it seems.
What's the results by the numbers? We gotta wait for them to go back to it. Oh man, she's so pretty. He's pretty tall.
He's...
At least...
I think she's just short.
Yeah, she might just be short.
I don't think he's much...
Than you,
I don't think he's much taller than me. Why were you speculating on that? I have
yeah,
literally...
we have a picture.
I literally have a picture.
Thank you.
No.
Wait, why is she talking?
Is he tall or is she short?
Oh, God only knows. He's letting his...
He's a touch taller than me.
A little bit.
What happens? Oh, yeah.
Listen, his wife's talking.
Before I begin, thank you very much.
Oh, someone just screamed, "Let freedom ring."
Before I begin introducing my husband,
Aw.
I want to express my sadness at the passing of our queen. May she rest in peace. Long live the king. My husband
She
and
just fell. Just fell.
My husband and I share the same values, although our background is a little different. Mon mari et moi, nous partageons les mêmes valeurs, malgré que notre parcours est un peu différent.
Oh, her French is really good.
I was born in Canada,
She's Portuguese,
and my family immigrated
I think.
Do they speak French?
Oh, Venezuela? Never mind.
She's from South America, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but Spanish people and French people are almost the same.
I think he had a heart attack.
Probably
Here, I'm gonna
stroked
turn
out.
this up.
Oh, you know, I probably had a heart attack is the myocarditis from the vaccines.
Probably.
En tant que mujer latina, es un placer y un orgullo
Oh man,
poder
3
ser una voz
languages.
fuerte para el pueblo latino y para muchos inmigrantes.
Spanish sounds nice in French.
I disagree, but I don't like the sound of Spanish.
My father, he went from wearing business suits and managing a bank to jumping on the back of a pickup truck to collect fruits and vegetables because that's what he had to do to feed his family. Mon père est passé de porter des complets et à gérer une banque en
Well,
montant
I
à
guess she did
l'arrière
grow
d'une
up in
camionnette
Montreal, kind of, so
avec
that's
des
probably why her
vêtements
French is
usagés
so good.
afin de ramasser des fruits et des légumes dans les champs, car c'est ce qu'il devait faire pour nourrir notre famille. The Galindo family, present here tonight, taught us hard work and that there is no greater dignity than to provide for your own family.
That's based. Very base take.
La famille Galindo présente ici ce soir, nous a enseigné qu'il faut travailler fort et qu'il n'y a pas plus grande dignité que de subvenir aux besoins de votre famille. Years later, here we are. My father is a small business owner, and my siblings went all from their humble beginnings, including me working at McDonald's, to being a renovator, a registered practical nurse, a proud member of the Canadian Air Forces.
Oh, that's cool.
And here I am, la petite fille de Pointe-aux-Trembles, standing in front of you and by my husband's side.
Wait, she was in the Air Force?
Evidently.
That's cool.
Dios mío, ¿quién se lo hubiera imaginado? Mon Dieu, qui aurait imaginé ça? My
She's a very
husband's
eloquent
story
speaker.
is a little different. He was born in Calgary to a teenage mother who had just lost her own mother.
Oh.
She gave Pierre for adoption to two wonderful school teachers from Saskatchewan. And again, they're all present here tonight.
Oh, is his biological mother here tonight too? That's cool. That's
L'histoire
true.
de mon mari est un peu différente. Il est né à Calgary d'une mère adolescente qui venait tout juste de perdre sa propre mère. Elle a donné Pierre en adoption à deux
It's so funny.
merveilleux
Right
professeurs
before the
d'école
election was
élémentaire
announced for Pierre,
Saskatchewan.
everyone on Twitter was salty, and now everyone's really excited.
Of course they're really
So,
excited. They actually elected,
We both
or
grew up the
we've
same
elected
way. Our
a
families
leader
living
instead
paycheck
of
to paycheck, knowing that filling your tank of gas, it is not a luxury, but a way of transportation to go
Based.
to work and to bring your children to school.
Based. I mean, it's also just objectively true.
Donc, nous avons grandi très similairement. Nos familles vivant toujours en attendant le prochain chèque de paye, en sachant que faire le plein d'essence n'est pas un luxe, mais un moyen de transport pour aller travailler ou amener vos enfants à l'école. So, ladies and gentlemen, mesdames et messieurs, a principled man, a good son, a wonderful father, and a loving husband.
Aw. That's so sweet. Based and truth are one and the same, that's true.
This is the new leader of the Conservative Party of Canada et votre prochain Premier Ministre, my husband, Pierre Poilievre.
Aw, that was beautiful. Didn't she do a good job? Oh, look how cute. Oh, that's adorable. She's an excellent speaker. She was the best speaker they've had on tonight.
Yeah?
Oh, look, he let her off the stage. That was really cute. He held her hand going down
Merci
the stairs.
beaucoup. Merci beaucoup.
Oh, I'm so happy.
Merci beaucoup.
Not that it was like
Thank you.
a question, but it's
Merci,
awesome anyway.
Anaïda. Je t'aime. I begin on behalf of everyone here, expressing my sorrow at the passing of our beloved Queen. Two tiny words, the Queen. Yet on every continent, those two words conjure up more than a picture. They also express an idea, the idea of decency
God, he's such a
and
good
duty.
speaker.
Elizabeth II, though she might have recoiled at the thought, was the world's most famous woman. Yet she was our queen, our sovereign, for almost half of our nation's existence.
Oh,
In her
shit, that's
22
true.
visits here, yes indeed, in her 22 visits here and her dealings with 13 prime ministers, she exhibited the virtues we most cherish: dignity, civility, humility, candor, and above all else, service. That's why her death, though not unexpected, is nonetheless shocking. We felt we knew her. We felt that her strengths were ours, the strengths of a country which by good fortune and God's grace we call home. And that, perhaps, is why I feel a small catch in my throat when I utter the words that no leader has stated in this country for over 7 decades. God save the King.
Crazy. It's a very good segue into the stuff that he likes to talk about. I actually think it's a good way to start the speech.
Tonight begins the journey to replace an old government that costs you more and delivers you less with a new government that puts you first, your paycheck, your retirement, your home, your country.
Oh, look how happy he is.
By tackling liberal inflation, we'll put you back in control of your life and your money. Le travail commence ce soir pour
The work starts
remplacer
tonight.
ce vieux gouvernement qui
To
me
re-
coûte plus
oh,
cher
same- it's the
et
same
vous apporte
speech.
moins avec
If you guys are wondering why Chris is so quiet right now, by the way, it's because he's entering the numbers into his model.
I was checking errors. So
is it much errors?
Okay, so if you do as I wanted to do, and you just lump the Charest and Brown numbers together that my model spit out, then I have about 33 mean squared error of 33. Too close to call has 46. If we do not lump Brown and Charest together, I'm much worse.
Okay.
Is there any way I can actually? Oh.
Merci aux autres candidats d'avoir renouvelé
yeah,
notre
it's
parti.
68.
Thank you.
Quality of 16. Charest, 9.7 Lewis, 5 Baber, 1.1
Thank you very
Aitchison.
much, Scott.
Someone texted me. Oh, it's just scam.
Thank you to Roman Baber
Scam text.
for standing up for and making sacrifices for freedom for everybody.
I think this means Baber's going to be running in the next election.
And thank you.
Really?
Thank you to his
He
wonderful
just said,
partner,
thank you,
Nancy,
Roman
for
Baber. Like,
championing
the leader
children
doesn't
with
say that
autism.
unless he wants to like
Thank
bring you
you.
in, right?
Unless he wants to what?
Thank
he wants to
you
bring you
Leslyn
into the party.
Lewis for standing
I
for
see.
family, faith,
Oh no, it
and
seems like he's
freedom.
thanking all the other candidates. He's just going in order. Listen.
And to her husband John for supporting her along the way. Yes. And thank you. And thank you to Jean Charest for your service to our country.
Okay, maybe he is.
Thank you to Jean Charest for making me look so good by comparison.
I think Jean Charest ended up campaigning for quality of half the time
He
by accident.
honestly did.
I'm
And
actually
for
pretty
ensuring
impressed.
that we still have a country
With your
that is
accuracy?
united,
Yeah,
in which we
considering
can
that the
call
polling was pretty
ourselves
sparse at
home.
the end.
Thank you for fighting for Canada, Jean,
should
when
do a video
the
breaking
nation's
that
back
down.
was against the wall in
I
the
don't have the time to schedule,
1995
we'll see.
referendum.
Yeah, that's true.
You stood with courage and passion. You defended our country, and our nation will ever be grateful for your work. Thank you.
Oh shit, I missed who he was thanking.
Absolutely.
I think it was Candace.
That would be reasonable.
Left wing's puking right now. Good. I hope it hurts.
Truana on Twitter is
Ça fait à
probably
peu
like
près
having
40 ans que Jean
what is
est
it
en
called when you
politique,
like a
niveau
conniption? A
provincial
conniption.
et fédéral.
Dilating.
C'est dur. Mais souvent, les vrais héros, c'est pas les candidats, c'est leur famille. And that's why I recognize Michelle. For those 4 decades,
He said
there
the
have
real
been
heroes
countless
aren't the candidates,
occasions
it's their
when
families.
her husband was fighting causes on behalf of all of us when you had to carry the extra load and take the extra sacrifice, countless invisible sacrifices. And we as a nation, we as a party, we thank you, Michelle. Merci beaucoup.
This dude thinks that Pierre is not popular with women. Meanwhile, the foremost theory on this channel is that I'm cheating on Chris with Pierre.
To supporters of all of these
No,
fine
not that I'm cheating, that I
candidates,
have a crush.
open my arms to you. Now, today, we are one party serving one country.
Based. Canada 2025. Yes.
Most importantly, thank you to my
$1 million
brilliant and
question
beautiful
is-
wife.
Aw.
Merci à ma belle et brillante épouse.
Yeah, the word for wife in French is gross. Although he
Pour
said
avoir
spouse, not
été
wife.
mon ancre, mon pilier, tout au
Oh,
long de
that's an
cette
unfortunate
folle
picture they picked for
aventure.
Polyev. In the
Tu as rendu
like,
cela
he looks
possible.
so fucking done.
Tu es ma meilleure amie.
Wouldn't you be
He looks like
standing next to Trudeau in that picture?
I think he's trying
À
to
la
give
famille
Trudeau the
d'Anaïda
cold
qui a pris
shoulder,
soin
like
de
over
nos
to
enfants
Blanchett, be
lorsque
like,
nous
hey,
étions
what's
sur
going
la
on?
route. Vous avez rendu cela possible. Muchas gracias a la familia de mi esposa y por su contribución a Canadá.
Oh, he's thanking his wife's family. That's cute.
That makes sense.
In Spanish, which is extra cute.
So that's all the Spanish I speak.
Not
If
that
you
hard.
ever come over to our house for one of our grand
so cute.
family gatherings, it's usually 20 Latinos and Latinas arguing, telling jokes, telling stories in Spanish, and one guy standing around having no idea what anyone else is saying.
Poor Pierre.
My
That's
wife's
adorable.
family not only raised this incredible woman, but they came to this country from Venezuela with almost nothing. And they have since started businesses, raised kids, served in the military, and like so many immigrant families, built our country. And I want to thank, yes.
That's probably why he's so
I'll
on
just
the side of making immigration easier, because that's where his wife came from.
I want to thank my brother Patrick,
Not
my
necessarily
father
easy, by the way.
Don, his partner
Well, no,
Ross,
but, like,
my mother
at least make a
Marlene,
little
and
bit more
even
sense.
My
Yeah.
biological mother Jackie is here today.
Oh, his biological
Yes.
mother's here. That's so cute. She must be proud.
If we go by the poll in this chat,
We're a
the
complicated and mixed
poll in
up
this
bunch,
chat had
like
a mean
most
squared
families.
error of
Like our
741.
country.
Not
I wanna
very
thank my parents,
accurate.
though, in particular.
Hang on,
I
let's
want
listen.
to thank my parents, 2 school teachers, who adopted me from a teenage mother. They taught me that it didn't matter where I came from, but where I was going. It didn't matter who I knew, but what I could do. That is the hope I want my kids to inherit.
It's just so inspiring. I'm so happy, guys. This is a good night. Not that we thought it would go any differently, but I just love hearing Pierre talk. I'm kind of sad I never got to meet him out of my own
Has
dumbassedness.
melted into worry for many. Today, people feel like they've lost control
You didn't bring your ID to a bar.
Shut
of
up.
their lives. The cost of
Shut up.
government is driving
It
up
was
the
a
cost
bar.
of living.
Shut up. It was
This
a
government,
It was a
this
rally.
liberal government has
At a
doubled
bar.
our
Yeah,
national
but
debt,
I've been
adding
there before,
more
and they don't
debt
ID check
than
you at the
all
door.
previous governments combined.
And you didn't
That
go to the
means
last one.
another half
I mean,
a
you-
trillion
Working.
dollars
It was
speeding up the
working.
Oh
cost of the
no,
goods
I was
we
doing
buy
what Pierre wants me
and
to
the
do.
interest we pay.
Gainful employment. What is this
Inflationary taxes
nonsense?
increase those costs further.
Wikipedia
Now,
as PP
they
has
plan
PP
to
as the leader of the
triple carbon
opposition. Oh
tax
my
on
god, did they
gas,
really?
Heat,
I
and
mean, he
everything
is.
else.
Oh, I guess he is, yeah, but like,
Le coût du gouvernement augmente le coût de la vie. Ce gouvernement a ajouté à notre dette nationale plus que tous les autres gouvernements dans l'histoire de notre pays. Ça
I
veut
love
dire
him extra
500
because I
milliards de
understand
dollars
his
qui
French
ajoutent
really well.
à l'inflation et aux augmentations des taux d'intérêt. C'est le gouvernement le plus cher dans notre histoire. It is the most expensive government in history. And the more they spend, the more things cost. The result? Families downgrade their diets to cover the 10% year-over-year jump in food prices.
10%.
Seniors delay their retirements and watch their life savings evaporate with inflation. 30-year-olds who did everything we asked them to do, got degrees, worked hard, are trapped in 400 square foot apartments or worse, their parents' basements because house prices have doubled under this government. And those who do own homes are paying more interest on their mortgages, even though this government promised interest rates would not rise for years. Les mères monoparentales mettent de l'eau dans le lait de leurs enfants pour pouvoir se permettre la hausse de 10%.
PP is
de la
Albertina
nourriture
French,
d'une année à
rare
l'autre.
but still there. I like it because
Les
it's
personnes
good
âgées
French. It's
voient leurs
understandable
économies
French.
s'évaporer avec l'inflation. Des jeunes de 30 ans qui ont fait tout ce que nous avons demandé d'eux, obtenir un diplôme, travailler fort, vivre dans le sous-sol de leurs parents parce que les prix des maisons ont doublé. Et ceux qui ont une maison paient davantage d'intérêts pour leur hypothèque. No wonder people are worried.
People on Twitter are so mad.
Most
It
are
makes me so
lucky
happy.
to be just getting by. Many are falling behind. And there are people in this country who are just hanging on by a thread. These are citizens of our country. We are their servants. We owe them hope. They don't need a government that sneers at them, looks down on them, calls them names. They don't need a government to run their lives. They need a government that can run a passport office.
Oh, God bless you, Pierre. I love listening to him talk.
They need a prime minister who hears them and offers them hope that they can, again, afford to buy a home, a car, pay their bills, afford food, have a secure retirement, and God forbid, even achieve their dreams if they work hard. They need a prime minister who will restore that hope, and I will be that prime minister.
Yes! Yes, PP!
We will rekindle the hope that people's paychecks and savings can again buy a decent life. We will make government affordable so that life is affordable. We'll cap spending and cut waste to reverse inflationary deficits and taxes. That includes
one thing that I love is that,
new
like,
taxes on your paycheck, gas, heat, and other
He
essentials.
has a very narrow scope of things that he's promising, which makes me hopeful that it's actually achievable, you
It
know?
means fighting climate change
His entire
with
platform
technology
has
and
always
not
been
with
about
taxes.
basically just cutting government spending and cutting out red tape. It's not a big
We will
job.
restore hope that hard
It's
work
all he
will again
campaigns
pay off.
on.
Do you know
Anything
that
else is
today,
just gravy, but it
if a
makes it
single mom with
achievable, you
3
know?
kids
Rather than
earning
this shotgun splatter of all these different
$55,000
policy
a year goes out
proposals.
And earns another dollar, she loses 80 cents of it to
That's the one thing
taxes
I
and
always
clawbacks.
really
So
disliked in
she
politics
can't
is when
get
you have
ahead.
like people
I
throw
will
out a
reform
million
programs
different
and cut
policies.
taxes so that when that single mother
Then
and
it's like,
people
you
like
can't
her
you can't
earn
actually
more,
achieve all
they
those
keep
things.
more, and hard work always pays off in this country.
Cut taxes based!
Nous redonnons l'espoir que le travail devienne payant de nouveau en réformant les programmes et en réduisant les impôts pour que les gens gardent l'argent qu'ils gagnent pour leur famille plutôt que de tout perdre au gouvernement. Instead of creating more cash, let's create more of what cash buys. Think of it. If you've got 10 loaves of bread and $10, well, it's
Inflation
a
lesson from
loaf.
Pierre.
If you double the number of dollars to 20, but you still have 10 loaves of bread, well, then it's $2. You see, spending more doesn't get us more. We need to make more. So instead of doubling the money, let's double the bread. Yes.
It's kind of shameful that
Let's
inflation math
remove
really
the
kind of is
government
that simple.
gatekeepers to build more homes,
It's not much
grow
more complicated.
food,
Inflation
and
is super
produce
simple.
more energy right here in Canada. We need to restore the hope of home ownership. Right now, youth and newcomers can't get a home because local government gatekeepers block housing with heavy fees and long delays for building permits, leaving us with the fewest houses per capita of any country in the G7, even though we have the most land to build on. A poly of government will require big cities that want federal infrastructure money to speed up and lower the cost of permits and to approve affordable housing around all transit stations so that our young people can live there and don't even need to afford a car. We will also...
See, it's all about just reduce spending,
We'll sell
reduce
off
red tape.
15% of the underutilized 37,000 federal buildings to turn them into housing and use the proceeds of sale to reduce our deficit.
That's
In other
so based,
words,
though. Get rid
stop
of federal
printing money,
buildings, turn them into
start
houses.
building homes for our people. Speaking of homes, we must make stuff here at home again, here in Canada. Look, trade is great. Trade is just great. But we learned during COVID that we can't count on the rest of the world to take care of us. That is why we must be the best place on earth for workers and businesses to build factories, mine critical minerals for electric cars, and develop other resources. Right now, we lose wages because we import 130,000 barrels of overseas oil, mostly from dictators, every single day, even though we have the third largest supply right here in Canada. And that is all because our government prefers dirty dictator oil to responsible Canadian energy. We will repeal this government's anti-energy laws and replace them with a law that protects our environment, consults First Nations, and gets things built. We will greenlight Newfoundland and Labrador's planned increase in oil production, which will allow us to fully replace every single barrel of oil we're importing from abroad, and within 5 years, we will set the goal to end dictator oil in Canada altogether.
Some French person on Twitter is angrily saying, "Are you really about to compare Pierre Poilievre's wife with Michelle Obama?" Absolutely not. She is way better than Michelle Obama. Michelle Obama doesn't even come close.
Un gouvernement Poilievre soutiendra des projets comme GNL Québec.
Like, wow, Michelle Obama, daughter of a rich family with like 1 million degrees. Wow, really one of us guys. Really part of the movement.
I mean, she's super part of the establishment.
I don't think she's that good of a speaker. I did not understand. Yeah, I did not understand why people frothed at their mouth about her.
Moi, je veux que cet argent-là finance les chèques de
The
paie pour
Newfies will love that. They hate leaving the island. Yeah.
Can confirm. I know many Newfies. They hate it.
We will greenlight
Did you
mining
talk
and
to, like,
manufacturing of
a
minerals
newbie
like
born
lithium, cobalt,
within
and
the
copper
last
to make
30
electric
years,
cars and
all they'll
batteries.
complain
We
about
will
is the,
allow
or,
for
sorry, 50
technology
years,
to be
all they'll
unleashed
complain
here
about is the
instead
death
our
of the
money to
cod
go to
fishery
foreign
and
dictatorships.
how the feds
And
fucked it
that
up.
also
Everyone on the East
includes
Coast hates leaving the East
repatriating
Coast because
food
they all have to go
production by
west to find
standing
work.
with our farmers here at home.
People write songs about it.
Yeah. And, you know, Atlantic Canada is the best part of Canada, so.
It honestly is the best part of Canada.
This government's
We're
high
not biased or
energy
anything.
taxes and
It's like the
proposed
most beautiful
fertilizer
part of
cuts
Canada.
will only drive food production abroad to more polluting foreign jurisdictions, which would have to then burn fuel to ship, train, and truck that food back to us. But didn't we learn how irresponsible it was to rely on the rest of the world to provide us with our essentials during COVID? A Poilievre government will repeal these taxes and fertilizer mandates to get out of the way and off the backs of our farmers so that we can grow affordable food, feed our people, and be the breadbasket of the world.
Can you send me that, please, so I can put it on the stream so they can see? What the fuck is that picture?
I don't know. This is
we will
fantastic,
restore
guys.
to First Nations more
you'll fucking
control
love
of
this
their
one.
land.
I'm
money,
minority on
and
ship. 50% of the population is newfies. They all want to go home.
That
Oh,
want
yeah.
to develop
The other half is
resources
Philippines.
and invite
I'm
commerce
surprised it's only half
to fight
Philippines.
poverty will have an
Philippines
ally
provides like
rather
almost
than an
all of the sailors in the
obstacle
world.
They are a seafaring people, apparently.
We
That's
must
not primarily
remove
the reason
other
they're really
unneeded
cheap.
barriers by axing the disastrous ArriveCan app.
And
Hey, hang on. He's talking about getting rid of the stupid vaccination app.
yeah,
Base.
And
the call of our generation.
And by ending the remaining
Storm the
COVID
castle.
vaccine mandates to let people work and travel freely.
This is courtesy of Brian Bergwant? Bargett?
I'm just going to leave that there where the bingo card was.
Thank you. We will bring hope. We will bring hope to doctors, nurses, engineers, and others who are immigrants to this country but are blocked from working in their professions for no other reason than that they come from another country. We'll team up with provinces to guarantee that within 60 days, an immigrant applying to work in their profession will get a yes or no based on their tested abilities, not based on where they come from.
That's reasonable.
The fact that that isn't what we currently have is ridiculous.
We'll back up 30. We will back up 30.
I'm just putting that next to
30,000 small study loans for
Built
those
to get
in need of time
16%.
off work
Built to get
study up
16%.
the
That's just
Canadian
fantastic.
standard. Enough talking.
That's
remove
just
the
excellent memeing.
gatekeepers
Oh,
to get
the Philippines is
more
only
doctors,
30%.
more nurses,
someone
more
told me it was half,
engineers,
but I mean 30% is still
and
ridiculous
more
considering
30% considering how
inflation-proof
tiny of a
paychecks
country
for our
we are.
Philippines is like 50
immigrants.
million people or something. Oh wait, how close am I to
And
that? Philippines.
we will restore
I didn't
the
spell Philippines
hope
at all
of safe
correctly, but Google
streets,
knew
a
what I
hope
wanted.
that is turned into fear in all too many
Let's
places.
see.
After killings in Vancouver,
There's 110
Montreal,
million of them?
Toronto,
Holy
and
shit.
most
How do they fit on
recently,
those islands?
Saskatchewan.
Probably because
Weakened
most of them don't live
laws
there.
Allow chronic and violent reoffenders out
I wonder how many
of prison
Philippines-
He's
early
talking about
at
the
great
stabbings.
danger to our people. Instead
Legalize
of
concealed carry.
spending a fortune targeting licensed and law-abiding, trained and tested firearms owners, conservatives will bolster the laws, bolster the borders, and put the real criminals in jail.
Based.
Et nous redonnerons de l'espoir aux Québécois afin qu'ils puissent reprendre le contrôle de leurs décisions et de leur vie, au lieu d'être contrôlés par un gouvernement
He's gonna
centralisateur
cooperate
et
with
woke
Quebec.
à Ottawa. Vous savez,
We get the blurst
vous
timeline.
savez,
The
la
blurst?
langue
The
française
blessed timeline where
m'occupe une place toute
Eric Doom of
spéciale
the
dans mon
PCQ
cœur.
wins the provincial
Mon
election.
père, qui a des origines canadiennes françaises et qui vient d'un village francescois, m'a transmis l'importance de préserver le français dès mon plus jeune âge. En grandissant à
He's
Calgary,
talking about preserving the French
malheureusement,
language in
j'avais trop
Canada.
peu d'occasions de le parler.
If that
Donc,
can even be
j'ai
done, I'm
beaucoup de
impressed.
travail à faire. Maintenant,
Sorry,
je
Frenchies, but
continue de perfectionner
immigration
cette
is not
langue que
favorable to
j'aime,
you.
langue fondatrice
He
de notre
continues
pays.
to learn French.
Avec mon épouse, montréalaise, nous transmettons à notre tour à nos enfants qui vont dans les garderies francophones. Nos
They go
petits-enfants,
to-
Baby Cruz et
Aw.
Valentina, ils auront la langue française comme première langue. Et la deuxième langue, évidemment, espagnol. Et après ça, troisième langue, l'anglais.
Apparently, his children's first language is French, their second language is Spanish, and their third language is English.
Des Québécois. Les Québécois défendent leur patrimoine, leur culture et leur langue. Ils ne s'excusent pas. La nation québécoise tient tête au wokisme.
Oh. Quebec doesn't. I think he just said Quebec doesn't tolerate wokeism.
Mon gouvernement ne va pas se mettre le nez dans tout. Un État fédéral plus petit va faire grandir des citoyens du Québec et du Canada. Small government makes for big citizens who own their homes, build their dreams,
that whole statement was about how he's going to cooperate
look out
with
for their
Quebec.
neighbors, and earn powerful paychecks and savings free from inflation and overtaxation. We will restore Canada's promise in a country where it doesn't matter who you love, or if your name is Smith or
What on
Singh,
earth is Pierre
Martin
Poilievre's
or
French
Mohammed,
accent, says
Chang
someone on
or
Twitter?
Charles.
The Albertan one,
A country
apparently.
where the dreamer, the farmer, the
one
worker,
that's fucking understandable.
the entrepreneur, the survivor,
Not the frogged
the
up
fighter,
version
the
that you
ones
hear
who
on
get
airplanes.
knocked down but
Or
keep getting back up and
Parisian.
keep going can achieve their purpose. A country where the son
like
of
Parisian
a teenage
French.
mother
Nobody
adopted
does.
by 2 teachers can dare to run for Prime Minister of Canada.
Aww.
We broke the glass ceiling. The adopted person will be the next prime minister.
Absolutely.
It's a good thing abortion probably wasn't legal at the time.
In the words of the great Canadian
wasn't.
Prime Minister
It
John
wasn't?
Diefenbaker,
No, I don't think so.
I am a
Abortion was
Canadian,
legalized, I
a
think,
free Canadian,
Listen.
free to
83.
speak without fear, free to worship God in my own way, free to stand for what I think right, free to oppose what I believe wrong, free to choose those who shall govern my country. This heritage of freedom I pledge to uphold for myself and all of mankind. Merci beaucoup. Thank you very much.
Very nice. I love Pierre. I love him so much. Oh, look how nice that is. Excellent speech. There's nothing really interesting to hang around for
So now,
after he's done talking.
How much we're gonna bet that Sheree just slinks off into nothingness and never speaks again about how he's a
Aw,
passionate,
look how
strong
cute.
conservative?
That's just aw.
Oh my god, public displays of affection.
That's so cute. Alright, I don't care who... I don't know if anyone will speak next.
I'm just mildly curious if someone is going to speak next.
The
Like,
jazz players are standing up.
oh, someone walked up the stage.
Yeah, I don't care about them. I don't know, do you want to hang out to listen to probably Sheree talk?
No.
So Sheree was second place?
Yeah.
With 16%.
It's very strong showing. He outperformed the model I wanted. If you want to... I have quickly posted the model results on Twitter if you care, like compared to the actual end results. So if you want that, you can follow my Twitter.
Alright, looks like the broadcast is over. Or it's over for me.
Yes, it looks like it's over, so we're going to wrap this up here, and...
Just gonna put the bill to get 16% just right here.
The fact that his campaign was saying we had the points to win all the way up until like last week is just hilarious.
Sean is going back to Quebec to save save with the libs. My opinion, Sheree just ran for a victory lap and loved it. Probably. I mean, it's not much of a victory lap.
It'd be really funny if you went back to virtual politics and brought the PLQ back from the brink of the death.
Well, that was a lot of fun.
Yes.
I love watching a good Pierre victory.
And laughing at bad coverage.
Yes. So what did you say that your margin of error was on your model?
So margin of error is not how I calculate it. I do mean squared error, which, if you know anything about stats, is a unbiased way to count error if it can be plus or minus error.
Mm-hmm.
But my total mean squared error, if you interpret the model how I wanted to interpret it, is 33. If you just interpret the result in my video as is, it is 60. The difference is my interpretation is the Brown numbers should be smashed with the Sheree numbers because we had almost 0 polls after Brown was out of the race.
Oh yeah, Brown's not even in the race anymore.
Yeah. Too close to call. The only other person I'm aware of who was modeling this race, his mean squared error was 46. So between the way I want it to be done and the way my model actually shows it, if you average the two of us, it's only 5.
Mm-hmm.
So this is why you should always look at other people.
So
check out multiple sources.
So you and someone else were both pretty close.
Yeah.
In stat speak.
The mid 30s to 40s is not super great. But it's acceptable. I think last federal election I had 5.
Okay.
Smaller is better.
Granted, there was probably a hell of a lot more polling to work with in a
way
federal
more
election.
polling. This had a very little polling and almost no polling after July. And almost, even in July, almost no polling after Brown was out. And that's a big deal. You lost a candidate.
Yeah.
The live stream poll, we did terrible. We probably did a bit better now that someone voted for Babber as I last put it in. But when I last put it in, it was 93 probability of 333, and that had a mean square error of 741.
Oof.
So not very accurate. If we update it with the extra Babber voter, it falls all the way down to 610. So, you know.
All right. Well, it was fun.
It was fun, but we are going to end this here, and we will see you someday. I have a video tomorrow, if you want that, on Quebec. Next live stream, who knows?
Who knows? Probably, maybe, there's got to be some federal polls coming out now that they know who the CPC leader is going to be.
Probably going to be some. There might be a live stream for the Quebec election results at the end, but it might be in, the results might be in French, so we might not live stream that, because then it'll just be, I won't understand what's going on.
I'll barely understand what's going on. Quebec French is so froggy.
Frog. Anyways.
Thank you guys so much for coming.
Yes.
We will see you again, maybe.
Yes.
Someday. You will. I won't.
Either or.
Have a good night, guys. Pierre forever.